mind if I do?
Covino and Rich. Are you ready?
Honestly, how do I deal with you every day?
Get ready.
Heard all about it on the radio.
Get ready.
Whoa! Yeah!
Holy mother nugget! And holy mother meatball!
I'm the smartest man alive! You're so ridiculous. What? You're such a fool. Get out of here.
Oh, I'm a disc jockey.
What's a disc jockey?
Turn it up. We're doing the show. Here we go. Covino and Rich.
Let's go!
All right, an action-packed show.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Hello.
We're halfway there. We're living on a prayer. Believe that?
There.
Hump day already on the show.
day.
Weeks go by like this. Days
know.
go by. And still I dream about you. Flying. Time. It's nuts, man. Yeah. These nuts. Yeah. Covino and Rich. That's us. And Spot. Hey, Spot. My first sip dedicated to you. Thank you guys for hanging out. We have lots to get to. Worldwide leaders of nonsense. Rocking out. Let's go. Everything's muffled. Everything sounds like my asshole right now. I don't know why. Muffled? Your shit don't sound muffled? Maybe it's in my head. Maybe, hold on. Oh,
I think your head's muffled.
I think my head is muffled. Muffled? Yeah, I got a muffled head today.
Be muffled.
Anyway, I'm be muffled. Thank you for being here. Hey, Jen Brown. Hey, Kyle. Hey, Raymond Shriver. Jake
everybody.
Levesque, Bill Jackson, Cold Maxin and Relaxin'. What's up, Kimberly Giles?
I'm on TMZ, just looking at stories. Yeah. And every so often they'll be like, look at all these hot shots of this random person in
Ooh,
St.
like-
Bart's.
Like Sam Smith. He's a snag.
Oh, guy's a snack.
Guy's a
Total
snag.
snag.
But I don't know who this is, and she's beautiful, but
Ooh.
like, I don't.
Another snack attack.
No, there's times where you're like, I have no clue who this person is, but in your mind, you're like, am I supposed to know who it is if they're on the main page of TMZ?
That's called good PR. When their publicists throw it out there.
I know,
Like
it's-
you're supposed to
It's our
know.
best example ever.
I wish I had that sort of PR and publicity.
Our best example ever is years ago. They were like, the MTV Awards. And they started naming all these random people like Jay-Z, Eminem, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. And they're like, and Nicki Minaj. And at the time, you and I were like, who the fuck is Nicki Minaj?
Who that bitch?
And I remember us
be
thinking,
that?
like, man, MTV and the label are doing a good job of making you think you need to know who it is. And look, we don't know who it is.
It's like when all these random rappers die, like small city, small town rappers. And they're like local celebrities. And then their death announcement comes out like you were supposed to know them. And I'm like, I don't know.
I mean,
and I keep my ear to the screen.
saddened by their passing, but I have no
course.
clue who you are, random
But it's the
rapper
same
in
feeling
Oklahoma.
of, how are they trying to make me feel like I should have known? I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people do. I'm just saying the same feeling.
You're getting that love at Fox. I just saw the layout of the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, the Covino and Rich
Tell me about it.
signage and everything is front and center on monitors and everything. And it's
Nice.
it's like Dan Patrick, Colin Cowherd, Covino and Rich. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a pretty cool setup. But Morgan Ketzner? Morgan Ketzner. It's like the top little clicky thing on TMZ. It's like, look at these hot beach shots. I'm like, Morgan Ketzner? I don't want to look it up.
Maybe
I'm like,
the Weenials know her.
but I'm
That's
trying to
why.
decide, should I know Morgan
Same with the rappers. Weenials know them. I don't know. They didn't hit that level of fame. They're just like, remember, there's different levels of fame nowadays, right?
Yes,
True. So it could be
you
like
should.
some
It's-
social media person that you don't know yet,
It's-
but millions do.
influencer fame, maybe? Or is
Yes, you
It's
should.
like
it young musician fame?
It's like that guy Matt Friend. Do you know who Matt Friend is? Millions of people do, though. He's the guy that does the Howard Stern impression now, and he does
Oh,
Jeff
yeah.
Goldblum, and he has like impression Tourette's, and you know he has millions of followers, but he's not a household name, but people know him, and I'm sure if something happened to the guy, he'd get some sort of announcement, and you're like, oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, but you don't know Morgan Ketzner, do you? She's a good looking.
Let me see her
girl.
cheeks again, and I can tell you if I recognize him.
She's good looking, but it's like it's the main thing on TMZ on the top today, and I'm like, I guess someone,
I don't know her,
some
but maybe
publicity.
In the world of
some cheeks. I need some cheeks. Ooh.
high profile modeling or
It's a
something.
lovely outfit.
Maybe she's known. I mean, how many models do you really know? Like real models.
That's true.
Like maybe
she's got good thighs.
maybe in her scene, she's known.
She's actually got great thighs.
I'm just trying to make sense of your
They're
question.
not like super skinny. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. But what do we know her from? Or what should we know from? Is she on like a WB show? Is she a streamer? Is she a video? Is she a gamer?
I mean,
is she a
Google
fucking,
her.
Is she a no, that's what I'm saying. I didn't Google it for that reason. I'm like, is
makes
she
me
like
stream.
is she a girl that does like makeup tutorials that millions of women know? Like, who the fuck is it?
know. I really don't know. No clue. But when you see a girl with streaks like that, does it matter?
No, I wasn't
In
expecting
today's world?
I wasn't expecting you to know, but my thought was she's on the main page of TMZ,
I
which
have these
gets
questions
millions
all
and
the
millions of
time.
hits every day. So I'm assuming somebody
Like Jordan has friends
No, sir.
with millions of followers and millions of people liking them all the time. I'm like, yeah, but what do they do? Doesn't matter in today's world. It just doesn't. It's how many people know them. How many likes do they have? The question, what do they do?
What do they do?
Doesn't matter. It only applies to, well, working people with conventional lives.
I have a great analogy. It might be the
Like,
second.
ask me what I do.
What do you do?
He
What do you
hosts
do,
a
Steve?
radio show and a podcast and a TV show. He's trying to make it. He's an island boy.
Hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm an accountant. Hey, what do you do? Oh, I'm a fireman.
What do they do? I don't know. They just got, it doesn't matter what they do because they have millions of people that care about them. And there's plenty of hot chicks in that realm of life.
Drew said
Well, what do they do?
your boy Matt Friend does a great Trump too.
He's actually really good. I want to
know
punch
the guy
him in the face.
I know the guy you speak
but
of.
he's
He is
really
good.
good. I've never heard anyone do a Howard Stern impression ever as good as this guy does. And I actually enjoy him more than Howard now because I haven't watched Howard. I have a love-hate with Howard. I don't watch him anymore. But people know him, but not everybody knows
I gave
him.
an analogy yesterday that I don't know if it could ever be beat. I got like the little my San Francisco crab analogy. And then Spot tipped it off with a little, I got crabs. And it was like, it's the perfect isolated moment from yesterday's Fox show.
Okay.
I'm going to try to outdo it now.
That's why I didn't interrupt. Sometimes in life, it's knowing when to edit yourself. It's like, oh.
Yeah. See it. But see, like, there's people that are like, I don't know who she is. But again, are we supposed to know who she
Might
is?
not supposed to know.
But the analogy would be these hot young influencers. They need to watch their money the same way I would say a fourth round draft pick would watch their money. Meaning some hot girl that's posting her treeks might make $800,000 on OnlyFans. Yo, last year she made $1.2 million. She could do that for a couple of years, and then no one cares about those treeks anymore. It's like an offensive lineman. He's like 29, and it's like,
Yeah, hit
I
it while
can't
it's
move
hot.
around the way I used to.
Yeah.
So it's like you better manage that money, save it, invest it, because a girl that makes $1 million a year for 3 years in her 20s is the same as an offensive lineman that by the age of 30, it's like, nah, sorry. Next. So I really hope these girls are saving. Hope they're saving their money.
He's the analogy.
Bro.
Spot's just the anal G right there. Rich is the analogy.
You get those treeks and you make that money because much like a running back that'll break down at age 30, women still are gorgeous, but the social media world doesn't want 30-something-year-old girls on TikTok and Instagram. They want the new hot ones.
Women be gorgeous and women be shabby.
Like this girl, she's all right. I don't think she's
Is this the same girl? Can you tell me what she's in the news
like,
for again?
like in my mind, I look at that. My wife, I think my wife at 37 years old is hotter than this girl.
She doesn't have treeks.
Yeah, but she's famous for something. She's got 1 million followers, which means she's making money. What's her
Why
name
did
again?
TMZ bring her up?
Morgan Ketzner.
Morgan Ketzner. And I don't want to shit on her. Good for her. I'm just
No
saying.
one is. Somebody knows her.
Sarah's definitely got a nicer rack.
And treeks. Let's see.
I mean, I'm just saying we've all seen her rack now.
Famous TikToker? I'm not really fashion model and TikToker. But the point is that a girl like that, God bless her, because she's probably made $1 million. And in 5 years, no one will care. So I hope she really does it wisely.
We nailed it. It's an audience that we're not privy to. We see millions of people and may have come across her. No pun intended. Don't be a creepo. But I don't know her by name, and I don't live that life enough to care, right?
I mean,
there's millions of people just like that.
Mauser jokes that he's going to open influencer finance where you help guide financially these young.
He's probably too late on that.
A little too late, but the reality is that's not a terrible idea because, trust me, there are a handful of young people that are getting money they have no business getting. And I promise you, they're probably doing the wrong things with it unless they have a smart parent or an advisor or a friend or someone that knows. If you think every young hot girl.
Where there's money being made, there's people doing that already.
No, but there's money
And
being made. There's
advising
people
and trying to advise these
But
people.
when there's money being made, there's also people
Rich, you
being
should do
like,
this.
yo, give me
course.
some of this.
Rich, you should do this. Step 1. Have some rich old man pay for you. When that doesn't work,
It's a good step one.
no cenotes this month. Morgan,
No cenotes.
no cenotes this month.
Who's paying for it?
My advisor says no cenotes.
You need
He's
to pay
so
for your
old
rent,
school.
Morgan.
Yeah. You need to pay your rent.
But I want to go on a cenote.
Yeah, I just listen. It's
Not this month.
no one could shit on these people for what they do because they make a lot of money just doing something different than you. It's short lived, like an NFL player. You're not going to be 47 years old and showing your treeks and getting millions of followers. So
what do you do is so important.
they don't have to do anything now.
Of course, eventually you're gonna have to do something.
Ask
You can
your-
ride off your looks forever.
Ask a 350-pound defensive lineman that played 4 years for the Ravens. What do you do
Still
now?
has to do something.
No, but you know what he's probably doing
eventually.
now? I have millions and I opened a car wash. Like you got, I'm saying like
When
someone's
your
got to do it.
lifestyle's expensive, it goes back to what you're saying. If you're not investing the right way, you're still gonna have to do some shit.
Yeah, no, it's one of those weird phenomenons
You
that
got millions of followers and lots of likes. Who's paying you though? And I'm not saying that people aren't making money. I'm saying how long is that sustainable?
no, that's the thing. Some make a lot of money, Andrew, but if you have 1 million followers, you're making money. That's a fact.
You are making money.
You have the reach to make money.
Spot brings up Jordan's friend Sophie all the time. I'm not here to give up her business.
She makes ducats.
But she makes ducats. Let's put it this way. More than all of us combined. Probably more than all of us hanging out right now combined. So, and I like Rich's analogy though. Yeah, cash in now like a young lineman because who knows how long that'll last. So good for them. Good for those cheeks.
Have backup skills.
That's why she keeps her private life quiet.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you?
Because, yeah.
Keep your audience happy. So that Spotty boy.
Can't let people know what's going on.
Yeah,
Let's do it on the phones at 412-267-7469. I mean, not everybody's as open about their private life as you are, Spot.
You know what I mean?
But there's a sense of
Like if a man shows up on her Instagram feed,
it's over.
It's any hot chick. Yeah, any hot chick loses thousands of followers if like they post a picture of them with their boyfriend.
Yeah. So the reality is, make your money while you can, and hey,
I've seen those things. They're going to be hitting the ground in 10 years.
make your money while you can. Make your money while you can because it's not there forever. Offensive lineman style. The end.
So she's a TikToker. We're 40-something-year-old dudes. Yeah, we've probably seen her, but we don't know her. I mean, that's a lot of people. So anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for putting up with us.
Yeah, agreed.
Now
Again, the only reason I brought it up was the main story. The main top of TMZ today is Jeremy Renner's snowplow accident report and the
report
audio.
is that he was apparently saving a nephew or something in the mix of that tragedy.
And the audio of the police call and some photos and videos have emerged. Then it's like Paris Hilton's a new mom. And then it's like, check out Morgan Ketzner and her beach bod in St. Barth. And I'm like,
She's got good publicity.
Hey, good publicity.
Publicity. So we need, because we're doing things, but not enough publicity. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us.
And Drew Mack
Just an island boy.
Drew Mack puts a little bow on the conversation, ties it. Over 75% of pro basketball and football players are bankrupt after 3.5 years of retirement because
I agree.
you might be making $3 million a year as an offensive lineman.
That's what I'm saying. So what do they do after that?
And if you have a multi-million-dollar house and you have expenses and cars and watches and all this shit, and you have agents and all these fees you're paying, all of a sudden you go from making that to like, now what?
What's up, Gio? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Mauser? Gio says, what's up? Have you guys stopped getting fades? Are you going back to the side poofs 90s look? No, it's called a low taper, bro. Shit is low taper. This is to the skin over here.
Low taper-oo.
Low taper-oo. But I got a poofador going on today. Like poofador Paul. I don't have a lot of product in there. But anyway, that's a way to start the show for all you perverts.
I have I have a hypothetical to start the show.
Should I hype the oathetical?
You can hype it up.
Nah.
You have a little.
I need like a hip hop horn.
I was gonna say, do you have your little World Star horn?
Nah. We left it at Sirius XM. Damn it.
Oh, I have to go there tomorrow, Spot. So if you need me to retrieve any secret files, you said you
How
might
about you get some of our old posters and stuff before they throw them away?
I don't
Probably
know where
did.
those-
I think I
you know
told
what-
them
You know
to
what?
throw
No.
Why would you tell them to throw away like cool things that we did?
Oh no, that's in Richard's garage.
No,
so
I'm
he
saying
probably
like
threw those
we have
away.
we have it in the garage.
Oh, okay.
Whatever is there.
No,
But
no,
I'm
no,
saying
no.
whatever was in our office, which
Don't
you never
throw them
used. I'm like,
away.
yeah, we don't need our
No,
office. I'm like,
no,
clear it
no.
out.
No. He's very mistaken. We had stuff shift to storage, and the person that was in charge of that got let go.
Really?
And the people that are there are like, yeah, the stuff got put in storage, but we don't know how to access it because
up.
the person won't.
So all our
So-
stuff's gonna come up on like Storage Wars
Yes.
one day?
Yeah, one in 20 years.
You got
Storage
posters
wars.
of these idiots. Who are these fucking guys?
Someone's
What do
gonna
they do?
Someone's gonna bid way too much to
You
make
know what?
CDs of a talk show.
When you see Isabel, ask her.
I'm
Who's
talking
that?
about like our event posters and things like that. Why would you throw them away? But anyway, continue. Carry on.
Anyway,
What's your hypothetical?
Yeah, Dickie Dude's got a hypothetical article. Yeah, boy.
Go ahead.
So
trying to hype it up.
I got a call this morning.
Got a call, yeah, on the phone.
You checking out?
Oh, sorry.
Is that my dude Estot?
Yeah, sorry, I hit the wrong thing.
So I got a call this morning.
Oh, it is a hip hop hump day.
Play it.
Hold on.
It's Hip Hop Hump Day with Covino and Rich. Yeah.
Thanks,
Pablo Francisco.
Pablo.
It was Wednesday, so you know what it is. It's Covino and Rich giving you hip hop.
Yeah.
Go. Tell your story so we can hype
Am I
it up.
supposed to talk over
That's
this?
my hip hop joint.
So
You checking out Hip Hop Hump Day with Covino and Rich.
Thank you,
You're
Estot.
welcome.
you're welcome. Thank you. Estot's one of those guys that when I see him in New York,
Yeah.
gives the warmest welcome. That dude's one of the nicest guys. S-Dot.
Squeeze some treak.
S-Dot's a good dude. So I get a call this morning saying, you don't have any interest in going to Philadelphia this weekend, do you?
Philly, baby, Philly. Yeah.
Oh, and I'm like, Philly this weekend.
Got a Philly steaks you could eat, baby. Yeah.
And all the Philly steaks you could eat. Yeah, do you have any idea about this weekend? And yeah, would you have any interest in going to Philadelphia? And I was like, oh, I don't know. One of our mutual buds, who always got the hookup,
Hook up, baby. Yeah.
said, my friend, we have a mutual friend and he has hookups all over the place and he's tight with the 49ers organization. And he said, yeah, if you want, I could go to Philadelphia this weekend and we could sit in the 49ers suite for the 49ers Eagles game in Philadelphia. And I go, are you going to be there? He goes, I'm like 50-50, but I don't think. But that doesn't mean you can't go. And I'm like, all right, so it might be a solo mission. And then I said, well, it's a long flight. I can't go Saturday because I got plans Saturday. So I was like, I would have to leave Saturday night,
I mean, can I hop in?
go to the game Sunday.
Did you just invite like all our friends at Fox Sports to watch at your house? So you already sort of made plans.
Yeah,
And
but that
everyone
could-
was
yeah, but
making
that-
plans. No,
that could be.
Hold on.
That's not a big deal.
Do you hear this rude behavior? He invited the office. So therefore, they're revolving their weekend around that already.
Yeah, but this would clearly take
They
precedence.
may have canceled specific plans of their own to attend yours.
That's insane to think anyone canceled
Am I
specific
crazy
plans.
to think that?
Yeah, you are.
That he already told everybody that he's having a party? Pizza football party at my place.
I was told
Isn't
there was
that
a party.
automatically like?
I only invited Spot because he was there. Because I know he doesn't care about football.
but I'm talking about the rest of the office mates.
And I know no one has like firm plans on a Sunday of football.
You don't know that. How do you know that? How do you know like what Ramos is doing on
I've
Sunday,
talked to
or
Ramos.
what he canceled to make sure he was there for you?
All right, well, it doesn't matter because I'm not going.
But I'm giving all the
I think that's the lamest thing because everyone will be like, dude, go. That's amazing.
How is that not part of the story? Rich already has solid plans
My solid plans are
that
Saturday.
he was hosting.
My plans are Saturday going to Bluey
Still,
Live.
okay,
My
but
plans
still
are
this
not
weekend.
Sunday. People coming over to watch a game is not plans. It's not a designated party. It's not an event. It's like, hey, come over to watch a game. Like people are going to watch a game regardless.
If you ask the entire office to go,
Who's the entire office? 4 people?
and they're plus ones,
Yeah, but you're talking about people
you're
that
hosting a Super Bowl Sunday, a playoff Sunday. So shouldn't that be like, man, I already fucking said I was gonna have a party. You said this was a party. I think it's part of the story. Anyway, Saturday.
All right, well, there you go. So
Bluey
I'm not
plans.
going the end.
Hey, Spot, am I crazy to say that this is part of the story?
This is a huge part of the story, but I'm not getting involved
How is that not part of the story?
because I sound bad when I get involved.
How is that not? If you had an event that you were hosting on Sunday at your house where you invited people, that's not part of the like weighing of the options?
No.
Well, then that shows how little you care about people coming over your place.
Yeah, it's not like a big anniversary party or someone's birthday or a big celebration. It's, hey, we're watching the game.
Okay, but everyone that you invited thinks that, hey, man, I'm going to Rich's
It's like
on
your buddy.
Sunday.
If your buddy said, hey, want to come over and watch the fight on Saturday night? And then your buddy's like, hey, by the way, canceled. I'm going to the fight. Would anyone really be like, really, man? Like, that's a ridiculous
It's
thought.
part of the conversation. It's part of the weighing out process, is it not? If not, then it shows how little you care about the plans you set up for everyone else's weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't a factor for me. But I'm not going because I thought about just the turnaround would be so quick. And unless the outcome was guaranteed awesome, it would be like a 24-hour adventure to not be happy. If that makes sense.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't.
All right.
Doesn't make sense. I understand the offer. I get it. When you're weighing out, should I go or should I not? Yeah, the traveling, all that's part of it. But you have 2 things already scheduled this weekend. One, Bluey with the family.
Yeah.
A whole little performance.
Yeah.
Sunday, you already invited a bunch of people to your place. You already had plans.
Yeah.
How is that not part of the equation?
Honestly, I hope people show up.
Mike DeLahey is saying, shut up. Okay, so Mike, I'll shut up for you because it has nothing to do with the story.
I don't get.
Then what's the controversy?
What do you mean you hope people show up? What does that mean?
Who?
Oh, Spot just goes, I hope people show up. What does that mean?
Wait, what did you say?
You just said, I hope people show up. I don't even know what that means.
So wait, I thought the party was canceled. I missed that part.
I thought you just said, I hope people show up.
Yeah, I thought you said the party was canceled.
It's
listening?
a hypothetical, right? He got offered tickets
I got
to
offered,
Philadelphia
not
to go to the
tickets,
game.
not tickets.
In a suite.
To go to the suite.
Right?
So it's like, but it's going to be shitty weather. The Eagles are favored.
It's an East
tough
Coast trip.
game. It's a
Yeah, I thought the
6-hour
party-
flight.
I thought you were canceling the party, so I was just saying, I hope
it's a
people show up.
thousand-
In order
it's
to
a-
make it, he'd have to cancel.
Right.
The cheapest flight I found, because I did look quick. I was like, let me see what this would even cost me. It's like
like, did I miss
$870.
something?
It was $870, and I figure a hotel would be a few hundred. I'm like, this is going to be a 24-hour, $1,000 process to go to a game in the cold where the 49ers aren't even favored. I've been bad luck going to games.
Okay.
Like,
So cold and money.
Cold and money.
Were the only part of the hypothetical, not the fact that he invited people to his house already. My bad. I was just trying to give you all the ammo.
I mean, look at what Kelly said. All right, if you had box tickets to the Yankees championship game, and
Who's saying he should not consider? I'm giving you all the options as to why it's even a hypothetical.
I thought that to me the hypothetical only had to do with like the quick turnaround travel and the money. I don't think anyone would be
I'm
devastated.
surprised you're worried about the money. Daddy Stacks? How much? $800?
Yeah, I mean,
$875?
the 49ers.
To watch your team?
This is a 50-50. It's a 2-point spread. And it's not like the Niners.
Could be the last game of the season.
Yeah, but I'm saying, would I want to see the last game of the season?
No.
Exactly.
But maybe if you cheer hard enough.
So there's a part of me. There's a
pull
part of
ahead.
there's a part of me that's like, yeah, if they win, I'll be pumped. If they lose, I wouldn't. And there's a part of me that's like, I really enjoy watching the game at home on TV.
I
get
would have
more
never
insight.
thought the cold East Coast Rich with his earmuffs
Yeah, but it's
and
like
money would be the issue. I thought it was the fact that he was hosting his own party. I thought that was part of the issue. My bad, Mike. My bad for bringing it up.
Yeah, football live.
Money fucking is the issue for Rich. Cold is the issue. Not the fact that he was having a pizza party. The guy who loves to host.
No,
I must
because
be
it's
way
not,
off.
Yeah, I think you take things too official.
I guess so.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
just part of the story, is it not? That was also part of your Sunday.
Yeah, I see a lot of people, like Andrew gets it. He goes, listen, someone throws miraculous tickets at you.
No one's not saying
Yeah.
you shouldn't weigh out the options.
I
I'm just
mean-
giving you all the story.
Based on the people he was inviting, they would all understand.
I mean, truthfully, Ramos and
I don't know who he invited. Do
Ramo-
you know?
yeah,
Because every time you
Ramos-
show
I
up,
know.
there's a fucking another guy.
I never know.
Yeah, so
Ramos, Danny G.
I don't know if I'm walking
What
into a
about-
fucking
is your
rave.
softball buddies going? Are your daughter's friend's parents going to be there?
Yeah, but
I don't know that.
I mean, these are, again, I guess this is not a surprise 40th birthday. This isn't a anniversary party or a kid's birthday party.
I'm not saying it's
come over and
important.
watch the fight.
I'm saying, isn't that part of the story?
Yeah. Didn't his neighbors come to the last party?
Yeah.
That was my favorite.
Yes, his neighbors came.
My neighbor's neighbors.
Yeah, some Hispanic guy.
Remember? They were great.
Neighbor's
He was
neighbors.
Super
really
nice guy.
sweet.
Remember?
I'm glad-
Neighbors,
I was-
neighbors. Yeah.
I was glad he was there, but they were your
Remember
neighbors'
that guy
neighbors.
Hector? He was like, "What's up, fool?"
Oh, Hector.
Remember he gave me 3. What's up, fool? What's up, fool? What's up, fool? What's up, fool? He gave me 3. One when I met him, one in the middle, and then one when I left.
He gave you a mid-party, what's a fool?
Yeah, across the room.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I mean, it's not like the money's like a deal breaker,
But
but
stick together.
it's like who you go with's a factor
It's
too.
called brown telepathy.
It's there's a bunch of factors.
You think I'm mad? I don't care. This is
No,
just
it's-
hypothetical.
it's a-
I thought I was adding to the conversation.
It's a bunch of there's a bunch of layers. Money's not the biggest layer, but it is like you're gonna spend $1,000 for a 24-hour adventure where you're sort of going by yourself. Like if our buddy was with us, if Zito or anyone on the East Coast was like, "Yeah, I'm going," I'm there, my +1, or I'm their +1. I think I would be going sort of blindly into a situation like I'm a guest.
You know what's cool and not cool about it all at the same time? This sounds like something I would have done in my 20s. Right? Like, fuck yeah, man, I'm going. Right? Because your team's in it and you're like, yeah.
Don't you-
And you'll drop anything and everything just to go and get there. I'm not going to miss out. But like you're a little older, so you're a little more lazy and reluctant to do those things. But even more reason as to
Rich.
why maybe you should, right?
Remember when you, Rocket Dog, Covino, all shit on me because I was like, I'm flying to New York to see Coldplay.
I never shit on you. I said that was pretty fucking wild. I thought it was
Okay,
pretty
Rocket
cool.
Dog.
I don't remember shitting on you either, bro.
Anyway, someone shit on me. Someone were like, "Can you believe this guy's fucking flying to
I
just
shit on
dropping
you about
everything, flying to New York to go
other
see
stuff.
a concert?"
I shit on you for driving to see an eclipse. I didn't shit on you for
Honestly, that
I
was
did
kinda
not
cool.
fly on you. When you said I'm going to New York to see a private Coldplay show, or what was it, Coldplay?
It was at Coldplay at the Apollo.
Yeah, I didn't shit on you. I said that's fucking awesome.
So it was Rocket Dog.
It was Rocket Dog. Probably.
Easy to confuse the two.
And it is. So, but yeah, it was honestly, it was an experience that I wanted. I could do it. I was able to do it. So I just went and did it. I didn't care about, I obviously had to say like, hey, can I go? It was a Thursday night show, I think. I'm like, hey, I need to take a day off. I want to go. And I made it happen because I wanted to see it. It was a big deal. It's a huge show. It was a very rare performance. This for you, a very rare experience. That being said, you have a very bad track record of going to 49ers games.
I know. That's why I'm like I'm 0 for 2 in the last 2 Super Bowls.
So just be careful.
So I mean, I am thinking about also like if they do win. Think of this all week at Phoenix. I'm gonna be stressing about should I go? Can I go? What do it's something I might not have to worry about because the Eagles are pretty damn good.
So
But
again, I don't want our bickering to confuse the story here. Rich got offered suite tickets, entrance to the suite to see his 49ers play the Eagles. It'd be like a 24-hour trip.
with the 49ers like organization, not like randos. I
hookup.
wouldn't be sitting with Eagles fans.
a
I'd be
hookup.
sitting with like I think
So-
like friends and family and like the team. I think
He's now faced with, man, could I actually do this? Is it worth it?
I gave the yeah, probably. I don't think so.
So it's really not hypothetical. It's really like, it's an offer.
It's an offer. And there's last game I went to, Jimmy G
show.
got hurt. They won, but Jimmy G got hurt.
Yep.
But that emerged Brock Purdy, though.
Oh, so maybe you're the.
Yeah, watching NFL games, I do agree with Gabe on this one. He goes, it's a terrible experience compared to watching football on TV. But
Here's a hypothetical. What if it was a suite filled with naked chicks that would do anything? Would you go? That's a hypothetical.
yes, I think I would.
That's a hypothetical. I just hyped that shit up.
So
I'm just trying to do my job.
No, you did a good job hyping it up. I just think that you're putting way.
What if there was naked bitches?
I think the funniest part of your thing is the stock you put on different layers of
Dude,
plans. Like
last time you had people over,
there's soft plans.
there
and then
was
there's
fucking like 30
plans.
people I didn't even know. So how do I know who you invited for your Sunday? I'm thinking, well, I thought you told a bunch of people to come by your place.
Yeah, but a couple people to come by is one of those like group texts like, hey man, crazy, I'm actually going to the game. See you guys next time. It's not, again, this is not like an invite, bring a gift. Like if I called the day of and I was like, hey
Yeah,
guys.
but all I'm saying is, and I understand, and I get it, right?
There's a
But
difference
what about the
between-
guy
There's layers
who
of plans.
canceled plans?
No one canceled plans.
You don't know that.
I know that. Because I asked Ramos and Danny G weeks ago, like,
Okay, then.
what's
I guess
you know
it's
what's
impossible.
what's the what's your weekends looking like? Like last week, I was gonna hang with Ramos and Danny G and a couple of the guys last week, but Ramos said, "Yeah, I have my kids' baseball tryouts," and Danny G's like, "Well, I got to work Saturday night," so I was like, "How about next week?" Yeah, we're both totally free next week, so that's why I chose that week. And I mean, put yourself in the other shoes. Put yourself in the other zapatos. If you're going to Danny G's house and he's like, hey, last minute I actually got tickets for the Raiders. I'm actually got tickets to the game. Would you be like, oh man, my plans to go in and watch at your place are spoiled?
Well, damn, my buddy had tickets to the show, and I said, nah, forget it, man. I was going to go to my buddy's party.
Are either
Fuck,
of you-
now I can't go to the show.
Are either of you curious how Danny G lives? Because I kind of am.
How he lives or where he lives? Or
How
both?
he lives.
Yeah, I live in
Like
I have
I'm
no
just
idea.
like how he lives. You know, like what's his style? Like
He could live.
what's his style? Like,
Was he
like,
like
living in
a-
a camper,
is he very
bro.
Art
Is
Deco?
he-
What if he lives in
yeah,
like some
like-
very
I live in
opulent
a-
chandelier type of place?
right. Like what's his deal?
By the way, Danny G is the executive producer of
Some, I don't know.
CNR on FSR on Fox Sports Radio.
Like what if it's the exact opposite of how he like his
He
style?
is a man of mystery. I don't know if he's black, Mexican, white, all of the above. I don't know if he wears a bandana under his hat.
I don't know if he has hair.
I don't know if he's bald.
He might have the Larry David.
He wears a band around his head or something. But it all works for him. It's
Wears
just
like
him.
a-
He wears Cool Mo D sunglasses. Like, yeah.
And Brett the Hitman Hart. He looked like Brett the Hitman Hart.
My
yesterday.
mom and Jordan were like, he's not black. I'm like, no, he just talks like that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, what?
I
We can't figure him out. But
I
it's
can't.
great.
He might be Latino. Who knows?
It's great. He's partially, I know that for a fact. Yeah. Yeah, baby, Raider Nation, yeah.
So the ending of this, I guess, hypothetical.
There's no hypothetical. It's an actuality.
And actually, yeah, it
It's
isn't.
literally.
Yeah, actually, literally.
Because he was offered sweet entry from the
And-
49ers organization.
I submitted my RSVP. Did you get it? It came in the mail.
Yeah. Did my football hang have an RSVP? But there was a part of me that was like,
Sorry, guys, pretty careful.
there was a part of me that was like, man, all right, so 6-hour flight. If I left Saturday night, I'd get there late night, and then hotel, wake up, go to the game. Right after the game, get right back on a plane. And then if they lose, I'll be miserable. And I'm like, why did I go? Well, I'm like, I won't know anyone there. I don't know, just all the fact. And I'm like, I could be sitting on my couch chilling with friends, watching I don't know.
Rich chilling.
That's Rich chillin', bro. He's back in town.
If it was the Super Bowl, it's a different story because we're going to be in Phoenix, and I'm really, if the Niners do make it, I'm sure I'll be freaking out all week.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
If the Niners
Yeah.
make it, are you gonna go? You gonna pull some connects?
I think I would have to.
Don't plan a party.
I think I would have to. Well, it's 2 weeks, and I have a 2-week leeway. So.
No, don't plan a Super Bowl party.
Oh, man.
Man.
No, Super Bowl parties you have to plan weeks in advance because every Super Bowl plans are made in advance. It's like a Christmas party. They're
Yeah.
made in advance.
I agree with that.
People know what-
Super
people
Bowl,
know
Super
what it
Bowl,
is.
Super Bowl parties are a little more of a, like, you know what you're doing Super Bowl Sunday.
I've already committed to plans.
You have a Super Bowl plan?
Yes.
Oh,
Cross,
that's a
I'll
great
cross you
story.
off then.
This phone is ringing?
Okay, let me try to up the ante, though. Ready? You get to meet Jimmy G, get a meet and greet, picture, autograph. Kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
Cool.
You know,
Oh,
it's
you get to sit with all the players' wives.
ooh, I get to hang with like used chicks and Kittle's like hot.
And I'm just saying because they're all hot
influencer
and they probably
girlfriends.
have like hot friends.
No, oh yeah.
You realize like players' wives now are young, hot women, right?
Oh, I follow a couple of the players and their wives on social media because
If
like, they're
George
funny.
Kittle
like,
is what,
like Kittle and
20-something.
Kittle and his wife do
His
commercials
wife
together.
is a young, hot lady.
Yeah.
Like Derek Wolf, who was on our show yesterday. I think he's retired. Yeah, he's retired now. But he's 32 years old. So his wife's a young, hot woman. So all these players' wives, if someone's in their 20s, their girlfriends are just young, hot girls.
I really do. I said from now on, I'm going to just never take the approach of, next time. But this just doesn't seem very convenient.
Oh,
like, I have
you know
to
what?
account. I have
You
to
gotta
account
get Rich's wheelhouse. What if they were giving free Asian massages there? Since you love those so much.
while the game is on.
Yeah, and you got a little chiropractor, little crack, little.
While I'm watching the game with the players' wives.
Yeah, yeah. Because I know you love. Rich goes out of his way at least 3 times a week to get massaged by an old Asian guy wearing flip flops. So my friend. Oh, all free today, my friend. Oh, so good to see you. Free on the house. Now you want to go. You got to get in Rich's wheel. Oh, what if like they have all screens and they also have like This Is Us playing in the background, and then they have How I Met Your Mother. Oh yeah, but you can, and then you have the game. You have everything going on. Now do you go?
And Kittle, yeah.
Oh, and they got Chipotle set
Oh,
up.
and after the game, me and George Kittle go out for drinks and high fives.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now you go.
Well,
or
you
what?
know, there was a part of me.
canceled, guys.
There was a part of me.
Party's canceled.
There was a part of me that's like, what if I go there and I'm in the suite with like personnel of the 49ers and all of a sudden I'm just like on fire and everyone's like, this guy's great. And you work for Fox. So you work for Fox Sports and you're like the biggest Niners guy. You're part of the crew. And like permanently, I'm like the invite.
Honestly, I get this guy, but here's what I'm hearing. Rich isn't canceling these plans because he wants to hang with Ramos and all the guys he said he wanted to hang with. It's because he's lazy and it's like there's a lot involved to go. Not because he wants to hang with his buds.
And it was a
because it's like a last minute thing and it's going to cost him
But
some money.
I'll tell you what the invite said. It said, "Hey, my
Sounds
49er hookup offered me sweet tickets if you want to fly to Philly this weekend." I'm guessing no, right? Question mark. And I go, "Are you going?" I cannot I cannot likely go, but you can. I go, I'm leaning. It's a lot of last minute, but not a definite no.
Oh.
I got it. Just seems exhausting. And again, every day I love to go by the.
I got it.
My new life
Catered
mantra.
by Taco Bell.
Oh my God.
Now he's going.
Endless chalupas.
Taco Bell.
Endless
Asian
cheesy
massages.
gordita crunch.
Rich would say bye to his buddies that fast.
Well, you know
if that
what?
was the case.
Now I'm wondering. I'll be honest. Can I tell you something?
Like Angel
Party
said,
canceled.
IHOP syrup fountain in the suite.
Old fashioned?
But it comes, it's divided in 4.
like
so
four is like boysenberry.
It's breakfast fondue. It's squirting boysenberry.
Boysenberry. No, boysenberry. Old fashioned. Butter pecan.
And the Proclaimers are performing at halftime?
And they got all of Rich's favorite. Endless absolute citrons and Sprite. And they call it the Dicky Doo. The Dicky Doodle. And free doodle dandies. Sorry, guys. Sorry about the plans.
Man.
Plans canceled.
Man.
And I get to watch the game with the guy that does the voice of Bluey. Oh, mate, this is a good game, right?
See, that's a hypothetical.
Oh, it's Bluey.
I'm
sorry, it's Bandit.
I just hyped the hypothetical. So you got to make it worth it for Rich to really do it.
Hey, your phone calls, 412 CNR show. I'm like 99% no, just because I think it would be fun to watch the game on TV, chilling. And Emmy's excited about it because Emmy's like, the 49ers are playing this weekend, right? How many more until the trophy? I said, buddy, 2 more games they have to win to get the trophy. So, I don't know, man. Who's on the phone, Spotty Boy?
Tim. Bo
Yo, what's
Slice.
up, Tim? Tim Bo Slice. What's up, man?
Hey, Rich. Hey, man, how about it being a networking gig? You know, I don't know if you're working directly with the ownership suite, but hell, why not go there and network? Maybe you could become the next Kevin Burkhardt of the 49ers.
You know, let me tell you, the networking part was interesting because if these are all the PR and marketing and friends and family of the team.
What if they need like a Jimmy G decoy? You're like,
like a Hamlin decoy?
Yeah, he's so handsome and in demand. They need a guy like to distract the crowds. Like, yeah, you look like you'd be the guy.
Like I could like put class on, run down the hallway with a number 10 jersey. Yeah. And they'll be like, there he is. And I'm like, haha, no, it's not. The networking part of it does sound, and it does sound compelling. Hold on.
Put these on, kid. You could be a Jimmy G decoy. We'll hire you part-time in the 49ers organization. Yeah, look at that. By the way, how much ass do you think you can cash in just for looking like Jimmy G a little bit?
I'm Richie G, his younger. I'm his older brother. Richie G.
Let's see that smile.
Yeah.
I'll do the grappa.
Yeah. Wow. Now Rich is going. Yeah. What if everyone thinks you're like a Garoppolo? Now you're going to want to go, I think. But as far as networking, hey, Timmy, that's a good one.
Timmy G.
What about Timbo Slice's hypothetical here?
To be honest, that's the one part where I'm like, ooh, that's interesting, because I know that in those scenarios,
never know who you're gonna meet.
I make friends quick, and I'm like, yeah, what if I got in well? And they're like, hey, man, you're a 49ers fan, and you're on Fox Sports Radio. You know, we could give you some of our players for your show, and like, yo, you're the man. Hey, next time, come back again. Like, I feel like those scenarios you and I are good in. Where you'd get what if I got like the permanent,
wait a second.
Yeah, come on back.
You look like Jimmy G. Wait, you're a big fan? Wait, you work for... Hey, man, can we'll film you and you could be part of the stadium hype.
Jesus.
All right, everybody, make some noise. You could be one of those guys, part of the montage of 49ers celebrity fans. But then again, the game's in Philly.
You should go.
Just trying to give him some hypothetical.
I think you should go.
To his actual story.
Life is but a dream. Life is
but a dream.
The beach is made up of one grain of sand.
It sounds like too much. It sounds half-baked. It sounds too last minute to get a guy like me. I don't like the spontaneity of it at this stage of the game. I'm not a 20-something-year-old guy with nothing to do. So I wouldn't. But who? That's just me.
Who's this through again? Did I miss that?
It's through it's my secret yoga friend.
Oh, okay.
You're not the only one with secret yoga friends.
It's weird.
No, it's one of us. It's our buddy Zito, Mark Zito. Mark Zito has connections with everyone.
Yeah, he knows he's partied in the suite. Have you seen him party in the suite? You know
what Mark Zito did last year, just to give you perspective? Last minute. This is a true story. If you even go back on his Instagram, which I'm sure you won't, but if you want to see the pictures, him and his wife, last minute, his friend was like, hey, if you want, you could come up to Lambeau Field. Because remember the Niners played in Lambeau? Zito's like, I've never been to Lambeau. Fuck it, I'm in. Him and his wife went up and they partied in the Niners suite. And Zito threw on some Niners shit and he was like, yeah. And he was in Lambeau.
Spontaneity. It could work for or against you. I like did you hear the Barstool story recently?
Yes, where KFC, Bert Kreischer's like, I got a ticket to go to Amsterdam. It's in your inbox.
Right.
And now KFC's in Amsterdam.
So the guys from Barstool had Bert Kreischer. Remember our old pal? They had him on the show.
Remember that?
And they were talking about, spontaneous shit or whatever. Or things they never did or going to certain places. And they made a random handshake agreement. Like, dude, 9 months from now, we're going to do something really random. And we're just all going to have to do it. And it sounded like, yeah, whatever.
Everyone in the suite gets a gift card to Rule.
Now Rich is
now
there.
It's just come on.
So 9 months later, Bert Kreischer was in Amsterdam, and he told the guys from the show, "Open your inbox. See you in Amsterdam." He's smoking cigars, waiting for him, and they all partied there.
Yeah, that's pretty
But it
wild.
was like total spontaneity. Yeah,
You wouldn't go if Bert Kreischer was like,
it was anywhere in the world, so they didn't know.
You know what the worst part is? Sarah was like, do it. I'm like, oh. I wanted her to be like, babe, we have a busy weekend. I wanted
why?
I don't know. I just don't think it's very convenient. And I take up all these anytime there's an opportunity to do something like this, I 99% of the time do it. I just think a 24-hour trip to Philadelphia I don't know.
For me, not worth it. Sweet sounds great. All of it's enticing. It's an East Coast trip.
So you want to call Mark and see if the offer's still on the table?
And
why do I got to call?
Because I can't call him on the show from here.
Oh, you want him on the show? I thought you wanted me to check in with him, like your assistant.
For me, it's all half-baked. Do you know who you're meeting? I mean, I'm sure it's going to go through and all, but it's like, I don't know. The comfort of watching it in my home right there, the screen right there, great angles.
That's a great.
Feels
you know what?
More fun to me.
This sort of. I'm glad you said that because this does sort of tie into spontaneity and sometimes.
Hi, reach Mark Zito.
Oh, hey, Mark.
All good. This is
you know-
happening. Mark and Ryan Sampson on SXM. Enjoy the show. This is happening.
What I was going to say was, I do try to be as spontaneous as possible, but that doesn't mean you have to take up every opportunity. Because it doesn't mean spontaneity means every single thing you're offered you have to do. That's not
Absolutely
spontaneous. Like, I get it. This would be a spontaneous
Imagine
one, but
if a hot chick had to take every single offer that they had.
yeah,
They have to know when to say
But
no.
the question is, though, what is the most spontaneous thing you think you've ever done? Meaning, like,
if Bert Kreischer said to open my inbox,
and there was a
and
ticket
there's
to
2
Amsterdam
tickets there to Amsterdam
for you and me,
I'll see you in Amsterdam.
we're going.
I'm going.
And you're calling Fox and everyone being like,
Sorry,
guys.
guys. You know, it has to be something like that. Again,
in.
because
I'm
I've
in.
lived life already.
Nah, I'm in.
You're in for the game?
I'm in for Amsterdam.
Oh, so am I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do that too.
But I'd
Sounds fun.
also be in for the game.
You really would?
Yeah. Like if
Well, yeah, he gave his Coldplay.
I told you
example,
if Zito was
I mean, I've done that before with so many things where I'm just like, fuck it, let's go, let's do it. It just, this one seems a little tricky.
You also have to catch me in the right mood. You know, like sometimes people will ask you to do things and you're like, I just want to sit at home on the couch and scratch my thighs.
It's a great thing.
And it really is. But other times you're like pumped and like they catch you at the right time of day and you're like, yeah, let's go out, let's have drinks, do shit.
You're all chalked up.
You're all
right?
chalked up.
Yeah, you're all chalked
Like
up.
you got to be chalked up when you ask me. Like if Zito,
I'm
like
all chalked up.
If Zito asked me right now, like, hey, Coldplay's performing at Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium. I got a suite right on the field. Makes no sense. But I got great seats for you. Come out, you know, you'll get to meet Chris, whatever. Right now, I'd be like, I'm working, I'm tired, feel a little off, I'm a little sick, whatever. But like if he hit me up at like the right time, I'd be like,
Yeah, I couldn't do it today. You know why?
Honestly, I'm on my way to the
I
airport right
couldn't
now.
do
Let's
it today.
go.
I couldn't do it today, even if you gave me this crazy hypothetical of all my favorite things, right? There was an earthquake last night, and it
I wanna talk
scared
about
the
I
bejesus
want to talk
out
about
of
that.
me.
I'm glad you brought it up.
It was
I was going to ask you.
horrible. It's like those gummy bears. Horrible.
First of all,
It was gross.
Rich, did you feel it?
If you slept through that, then you're a maniac.
Yeah, no, I felt it.
Yo,
Sarah and
I was
we
out.
both jumped up. It was only like 3 or 4 seconds. It was like, whoa, whoa.
Dude,
and then it was like, was that an earthquake? We both looked at each other and said,
It gave me a heart attack.
I immediately looked on
couldn't fall
Twitter.
asleep for another hour and a half, 2 hours.
I immediately looked on Twitter and I'm like, was that an earthquake? Because I was like, it felt like just a rumble. It wasn't.
Well, let me tell you
Fuck
something.
for you, maybe not for me.
Let me tell you something. It woke you out of your slumber.
I was out.
You didn't get the full experience. I was awake.
Oh, really? At 2 a.m.?
I was working. And I do my freelance thing.
Oh, that's late.
It's like,
This is late to be up.
yeah, I know, because it takes time to do. I'm just sitting at home scratching my thighs.
Yeah.
So I was awake, about to go to bed actually, and like I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait, this feels. I felt a little bit, and then all of a sudden it was like my phone,
Bro. Yeah, it was.
and I'm like, whoa.
Wait, what just happened? Why did he slam down his hands?
because it hits like a. And then you feel the rumble. Like, it's the
was
worst.
a slam. It wasn't
Dude.
like a. You know how like with an earthquake, it's usually like it's like
It was like a movie, bro. I was dreaming
like
something pretty
this.
sweet, and all of a
Like a
sudden,
little bit.
people in
It's
my
just a little-
dream were like,
it's just a little like you know, it's just like a
Yeah.
little tiny shake.
bro, it
Like you're
sucked.
feeling it. You're like this, and you're like, oh.
I'm here to tell you
This
that
was
it
like-
registered at 4.3.
It was
that
like-
shit felt like an 8.3.
It
Something
was a
about
really jarring,
Fuck.
like slam, and you're like,
And then there were rumblings in the threes after that. Yeah, there was like 3 rumblings.
yeah,
Rumblings.
it was an earthquake.
Sucked.
I've never felt. It was just the shortest, but I've never felt an earthquake like that.
I was
And it
so scared. I was
freaked me
almost
out.
like, Melody. Oh, Melody. I couldn't believe she slept through it. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Bro, there was no way. And I'm a heavy sleeper. I got up. It ruined my dream. I'm serious. It totally interfered with my dream. Like, my dream got weird. I'm like, wait, it's rumbling now. I was in bed. Horrible.
It was in the middle of
Horrible.
the ocean.
So if someone asked me today, like, dude, Amsterdam, today, I'd be like, I can't, bro. I barely slept.
Yeah, but
Earthquake.
you realize how life is precious because that earthquake could have taken you down.
Fucking sucked.
It
And
was.
I was staring up at my cathedral bedroom ceilings thinking, what if these all came down right now? I'm a goner.
Well, you're on the top floor, so that's probably a benefit, right?
I don't know, man.
Interesting. I will say that I felt the rumbles.
No,
I didn't feel.
me and Sherman Oaks,
I
it was worse.
Yeah, I didn't feel what you felt.
Yeah, it was
I felt
horrible.
I felt like the equivalent of, I guess. Here, ready? It was I'm laying in bed with Sarah. We're like dozing off, watching some reality show or something, like late at night. TV. I think I might have even turned off the TV. I was like starting to lay in bed. I was like,
MILF Manor?
I think just like a little like.
At 2 a.m., you're up watching TV too?
Was it MILF Manor?
Was it 2 a.m.?
2 a.m.
Then I must have been dozing in and out. I must have been up then, not sleeping. I mean, it was just one of those. It went like this. I jumped out of bed, and I was like, "What's Sarah? Is that a?" Well, and she goes, "I felt that too. It was like a good rumble."
My bed was definitely shaking more than when Spot got his taint licked by that random person.
And then I went in the hallway to be like,
that
"Are the
was pretty
kids?" Then
aggressive.
I went to see like, "Are the kids awake? Did they?" And the kids were sleeping, sound asleep, and the rumble was gone. And then I laid in bed for a good 10 minutes, being like, "Is that it?"
It was gross, man.
didn't-
And Brett Maxwell brings up a good point. He's like, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, if this is what a 4.3 felt like right now, I can't even imagine what a 7 or 8. And knock on wood, I don't want to fucking know. It's horrible.
Big one.
I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, we've lived and experienced other 4-point whatevers. This one just felt and hit different and impacted differently, and it sucked my ass.
Yeah, Jason Nichols. Is this true that your bed hasn't moved that much in months?
No, I was like, whoa.
Jordan, not tonight.
It was horrible. It was
Jordan, I'm trying to sleep. Leave me alone.
I thought Covino was just doing a really exaggerated, like, and then it just shook the whole valley. It was an Italian earthquake. It's like a little rumble.
It's funny how there were so many jokes too, and I sort of had one, I think, but I was too tired to like craft it. But it was along the lines of how you used to wake up and like get under a doorway. Now you just wake up and you go to Twitter. Oh, okay, earthquake.
Well, they say doorways are
Yeah, what's the new
You're supposed to get under a table.
under table?
Because like a doorway could easily crumble on you. Or maybe it's like the stuff on either side.
I don't do either. I
They
just
say
go to
a table
Twitter
is
just
the
to
best.
make sure I'm not like experiencing something
Not a glass table,
alien
though.
like. Oh my god!
Did your chandelier shake? That big ass chandelier?
I don't know. I was in the fucking bedroom.
Oh,
My
you
bed
stayed
was
in there?
shaking. Yeah, it was horrible.
You didn't get up to be like,
No, dude, I was so scared. I went to Twitter. So anyway,
oh,
happened
usually when
last
some
night.
shit happens, I immediately jump up and I'm like, oh, and
I
I
heard
went in the other
my-
room. I looked around the house. I was like, what the fuck?
You know, I have those glasses hanging over my little wet bar there. I heard them cling.
yeah, it's gross.
Like, oh.
It's gross. And when something like that happens, especially when you're startled in that way and your heart's pounding and you're having a heart attack, it's very hard to fall asleep afterward. I couldn't sleep for another 2 hours at
I
least.
fell right to sleep.
Really? No, not me.
I was
I tried. And I put the TV back on, Sports Center. I'm like, oh man, I can't fall asleep. It sucks. So anyway, that was last night, and that's why I can't do anything.
Earthquake.
It was really scary, not gonna lie. Yeah, I thought I farted in my sleep. I was like, what's going on? Thanks, Chris Holes in his socks.
By the time you like assessed what was going on, like you still felt scared. Like,
Fuck yeah, dude. That shit was, because you feel so meaningless. Like, man, it all just ended right now.
you feel vulnerable.
Did you see? There's footage of like somewhere in Asia, right, where it was a 7-something. They're like in this. There's these Asians. I'm pretty sure they're Asian,
Pretty sure they're Asian.
and they're like on a nature hike in the woods, and all of a sudden an earthquake hits, and it's a 7. And they're like, oh no! You see the whole everything's moving.
Like
they hit
mountains
the
are-
floor. Like, oh, shit's scary as hell. I'm supposed to. It's a crazy, natural phenomenon. I want to say disaster, but I'm supposed to be like, okay, and go right back to bed. No fucking way. That shit's scary as hell. So there's that.
I did. Yeah, I felt it. And I'm glad you brought it up because I wrote it down here. I wrote earthquake because I was like, that was an earthquake, wasn't it? And you're right. The new thing is not to hide, not to get to safety. It's let's go on Twitter and see if Chrissy Teigen said there was an earthquake.
Maria Menounos said earthquake. So yeah, I did feel that.
I did. She was one of the first people I saw.
One of the first, like 2 seconds. Earthquake. I'm like, oh my God.
And then I feel like we only live 15 minutes from each other, 8 miles, right? Or something like that. Yet
See Eminem.
you make it seem like it was like a bam. And I honestly, it felt like just
also too, he lives on the 3rd floor. I live on the 2nd floor.
you're thinking higher up, you
of
get
a
more.
building. We're feeling it differently. You're on the ground. You're on the ground. You're not going to feel it as much.
Do you remember when we were in New York City and there was an earthquake and I didn't even know there was one?
That's why houses, don't have here. Rarely have 2 stories.
Yeah, it's more one story, more ranch houses out here for that reason. But
And no basements.
yeah, did your dog freak out?
No.
Yeah. Poor Theo. Feel bad.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. So hey,
So that happened.
You survived the tremors of January 24th.
Yeah.
The tremors.
Hey, by the way, I'm getting feedback as we speak. I'm glad you guys enjoyed Derek Wolfe yesterday. If you missed it, Derek Wolfe was on the show, former NFL player and guy who hunted down a mountain lion. Yeah, he told his story on our show. So if you missed it, catch the Patreon on yesterday's show. I have another story I wanted to get to.
Can't wait.
Remind me to get to the deep thought I called you with last night.
Were you high at the time? That's a yes.
Mildly. Sarah was.
This guy wonders why he didn't feel the earthquake.
Sarah was buzzing and had a really funny thought, and I called Covino with it. That's what I seem to do once in a while. I'll call Covino with a deep thought, and half the time he'll be like, half the time he'll entertain me and laugh. The other times he's like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, bro. So
is it like that video you showed yesterday?
Well, it depends. Like, am I watching something?
Yeah.
And now I got to entertain his high thought in the middle of it.
Covino, have you ever thought of this?
Yeah, I'm not rude about it.
No.
I'm like, all right, we'll talk about it tomorrow. My brother, I want to bring him up.
Your brother.
In fact, he was supposed to discuss this last Thursday, but
how
J-Rock filled in.
You wanted to be on MILF Manor?
Yeah, no. So I gave, Rich and my brother all these talking points. Like, you know what? Bring this up. This will be funny. And since he didn't end up posting, he actually ended up having to work last week. And J-Rock filled in. If you missed that, check that out. Last Thursday's show. I figured I'd bring it up here today and just have some fun with it. So my brother, for whatever reason, I don't know why, but he's like, I think I'm sitting on a gold mine, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean? I got like every Pokemon card, yo. So honestly, like even when times are hard, like right now, I mentioned in his business, he was doing 6 jobs a day, doing appraisals, 6 jobs a day. Now 3 jobs a week, average. So money's not rolling in the way it used to, right? So I'm not saying this is the reason, but I'm thinking he's not concerned because he's like, I'm sitting on a gold mine.
That's his backup plan. Like,
I don't know.
You might say, hey, if times get tough, you look at like, I don't know, an IRA or a 401k or like, oh, I got some crypto money. I got this. Your brother's like, backup plan, yo? Pokemon.
Covino's backup plan is the Yankee bundle.
Yeah, right? We all need
times get tough. I always know I have an extra 20-something bucks waiting in that Yankee bundle.
Yeah,
Dominican dream with Alfonso Soriano.
We all need backup plans, right? We all need to save our pennies and have a cushion.
I think, by the way, slowly but surely, I think crypto is like the world's starting to reemerge and rebound a little bit. Like Bitcoin's back in the mid 20,000s. Like things are the world. I think a lot of those small cap stocks are starting to show a little life. Like maybe in the next year or so, shit comes back to normal.
I got Noggin Boss stocks.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sweet.
Not small cap. Not even large cap. You have Noggin Boss stocks.
Noggin Boss stocks.
Noggin Boss, bro. The big giant hats. By the way, Spot, I sent you the video, right?
I got it. Yeah.
So
Make sure I have
my
it.
brother's been talking about this shit for a long time. I'm like, Jordan said she had a lot of those cards too, bro. Yeah, I have them all. Yeah. My brother was way into
how many
Power Rangers. That was his first word as a little kid. I remember. He couldn't even like say my name. He's like, Power Rangers. And Pokemon was his shit. And he's around that same era as Jordan. Jordan's like, I had all those cards and my mom threw them away. Same old story because some of them are worth a lot of money.
He went from Squirtle to Squirters.
Yeah.
He did.
Collect them all, man. Collect them all. So my brother used to wear the Pokemon
He went
hat.
from Pikachu to Peek This Dick.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So he's like, I just got to find them, yo. They're in the attic, yo. I think I'm sitting on a gold mine. It's kind of funny. I swear to God. I am quoting him when I say that. The gold mine part just really always made me laugh.
He went from Charizard to emptying Nards.
Sitting on a gold mine, yo.
It's a bit of a stretch.
So I guess like he was motivated. I don't know if because work is slow or whatever, or he just is trying to figure out if he really
Well, if he's
has
thinking
a
about
gold
selling his Pokemon cards, I think work slow.
So he's like,
I got a sense that might be it.
maybe he just wants them. Like, I want my Star Wars action figures. by Kenner. I just can't find them. You know, there's got to be some value.
That Millennium Falcon is.
I had the Millennium Falcon. I don't know where it is.
That's worth a lot of money, actually.
All these things are worth money if they're still in the case, not used. And that to me is the key.
Don't you want your old Uncle Bart's Great Garloo somewhere in the attic?
But no, that's always the catch. Like people are like, I had that Star Wars figure or He-Man. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? You played with it and the paint was off of it because you were like, like.
I'm just saying maybe my brother had some time. He's like, I'm going to see what the gold mine's all about.
I agree. If you kept them preserved, again, if I'm playing with my rubber Hulk Hogan figure and my Star Wars figure and all, they're all the paint is scratched and it's gross. You were a kid playing with them. You got to have the foresight to keep them in the box.
It's like my my Beavis behind me, right?
You took him out
in the toy community. They say, "Let it breathe, man. Enjoy it." Some people live by that philosophy. Look at Beavis just chilling behind me.
I thought he was on the mic.
No, he's in the cup now. Metalhead Vatos sitting in a mug, in a coffee mug behind him. Right. So Beavis sits there, courtesy of Mike Durban Productions.
Very Vato shelf you got.
I unboxed him. So, I mean, look, there's all different philosophies. Look at that Pompadoodle, don't.
Yo, I went from Bulbasaur to Bulbasaur.
Yo, man. So I'm sitting at a gold mine. So I bring it up because, like I said, my brother didn't get a chance to talk about it. I'm doing my best to give the story justice. I don't know his reasons, but here's actual footage. And I'll give video credit to my dad.
I hope he doesn't have a Bulbasaur.
I hope not.
Let's see your brother.
Oh,
sorry. Tommy's in heaven.
Oh my God! Look at this.
He went and found
Frank Thomas, Game News Jersey.
Oh, that might be worth something. He went and found his Pokemon
The
cards.
ladies are gonna like it too.
He must be
Pokemon.
All right, so there's my brother in action, right?
Pokemon.
Got his Pokemon cards.
And you hear my mom yapping in the background. I hear something about my mom too. My mom thinks that if she shouts loud enough, everybody hears it, right? So if I'm on the phone with my dad, right?
Tommy's in heaven.
Oh my God! Look at this.
He went and found
Frank Thomas, Game News Jersey.
Oh, that might be worth something. He went and found his Pokemon cards.
Can I tell you, every time I've ever seen a video from your family, I feel like your mom's talking.
She's like the bird in the background.
Is that Sanchez?
It's like my mom and the bird. That's all you hear. So my dad, he's always leaving messages. All I hear is my mom. Like my dad, like, yeah. So I was watching this thing, and all I hear in the background is like, tell him I'm like, I can't hear mom. Yeah, hold on, Atencio, hold on. So then, and I'm like, hey, I'm on the phone. Hey, you know what you talk to? I never get to talk to my dad. Tell Steven. So I just call my mom because I just, because she's yapping in the back. It's every time. So that's just a small example of that. And it's not that I don't care. I want to hear what my mom has to say. But it's like people that shout across the rooms, like you never hear them. Like, I can't hear my mom. I just hear a faint yapping in the background. Might as well be Sanchez the bird. But she thinks I hear her. I'm like, I can't hear her. Mom, I don't know what she's saying. So, tell Steven I got his thing from the bird. Tell Steven I liked his Patrick Mahomes impression today. Wait, what'd she say about Patrick Mahomes? Oh. Yeah, I was listening to the show, and then, Mike Tyson, hey. And my mom was just yipping. So you see the video there, and my brother's there on the floor all pumped about Frank Thomas in his he has a box. If you're not watching, he has a box full of Pokemon cards, and he found a game-worn jersey card of Frank Thomas and everything, like random ones that he kept throughout the years that I guess he thought might have some value. In case, I need a backup. Yeah. Gold mine, So the story goes, again, he was so pumped enough to find him that my dad was documenting it and, sent it to all of us. Yeah. And it's like, because he wasn't sure. I think he felt that he left or gave his book or a lot of his cards to his ex-girlfriend's little brother or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I think he was just happy to find some of them. Gold mine. The long story short is...
Did he find anything of...
After seeing that video, I hit him back later on. And I'm like, yo, dude, anything...
Tell me about the gold mine.
He went and found his Pokemon cards.
The ladies are gonna like it too.
He must be broke as hell.
So
Did he say the ladies are gonna like it too?
Yeah, Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas. And
It's all chalked up.
he's all chalked up.
He's all
man.
chalked up.
So
Bro.
I hit my brother
Is that
up.
gonna be your new phrase now?
He's all chalked up.
It's a new sponsor.
I
on
know. Is that
Fox.
gonna be your new phrase though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole story. That's another story I'll try to get to maybe if we have time.
All chalked up.
So I'll
spot.
wrap this up just to tell you
Do I
that
have
we
to say
all
that?
think we're sitting on gold
Yes.
mines, right? And we all think that things we have are valuable.
My free product.
But there's so many different levels
some.
of grading,
want
and is it centered, and is it mint and gem mint, and is it
Jim and the holograms. No,
What is
it's there's so many gradings of them.
Yeah.
There's so many layers to it. And if your brother found anything of true, like substantial value, I'd be amazed, to be honest.
my brother brought all of these things to a place.
I guarantee they're like, I'll give you $50 for the whole thing. Like something ridiculous.
So I ask him about it because, of course, it's like when you go to Vegas and you lose, you never hear the person tell you that side of the story, right? You only hear about how much they won.
Bro, guess what? I won. Didn't you go to Vegas last month? Oh, yeah, we don't talk about that.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, whatever happened, man? Dad sent me that video. You're going through that. Find anything cool in there, man? I know you were wondering what happened to all your cards and shit. Oh, you had all the good ones, yo. What happened? He's like, yo, man, I don't even want to talk about it.
But Tommy, the gold mine. Tell us about the gold mine.
He's like, yo, man, it's fucking weak, yo. He goes, I went and brought it to this place. I don't even know what place. He's like, they offered me $33, yo. Started dying, bro. I'm like, $33 for what? The Frank Thomas?
He could
He's like,
he could get
all of
Chipotle and a cup of coffee.
for all of them, yo. He's like, all of them. I'm like, well, fuck, dude. You don't need money that bad. I'm gonna wipe my ass with $33. I said, I hope you kept them. And I think he did. I'm hoping he did. But, yo, dude, I lost it just at that because he's like, and then he said it again. I thought I was sitting on a gold mine. I'm like, no, you're sitting on mom and dad's floor looking through your box of bullshit is what you're doing.
That shit is funny.
Shit is funny as hell, man. So
Gold mine.
reassess your gold mine is the moral of my story.
Always reassess your gold.
Always reassess your gold mine. And if you're banking on that Frank Thomas fucking upper deck with the little jersey piece, yeah, it might not be worth what you thought. And I don't know if he had the actual Pokemon cards that he thought he had. $33 for all. I was like, $300? 33, yo. I was like, what the fuck? Get out of
That's
here
awesome.
with that.
I mean, I love that he. I love that he took it there. It really was like a real life version of Pawn Stars.
Yeah, he took it somewhere, and that's what they offered him. I couldn't believe it.
Give me
I thought
32.
at least like 300 something. I thought I misheard him, but shit was funny as hell.
$33.
Tommy's gold mine. The end. What's your gold mine? Reassess your gold mine.
Where do you think you brought it to? Like the local
No
baseball
clue.
card shop,
I
like
just
the
a
pawn
hobby
shop.
the Hobby Shack. I have no idea.
What do you give me, yo?
$33.
Frank Thomas card. What we got here? Pokemon. But
It goes back to what your grandpappy always told you.
only worth what someone will give you for it.
Yeah.
Grandpa, this Ken Griffey Jr. is worth $100. Oh, Richie, it's not worth $100. I'll tell you what it's worth. It's worth what that guy will give you for it.
He got ricked from Pawn Stars. He got ricked.
So safe to say, people are speculating he didn't use this money to like buy some opulent.
I'm gonna save it for auction, you know.
By the way, did your brother? What did he ever do? I'm sorry, these are like loose ends from other fun stories about your brother.
Let's make my ass itch.
What card did he end up getting?
Dad's Rad 4.
Oh, so he never ended up getting like the sassy Mercedes, or never.
Fucking brother still driving my Rad 4.
That it's a Rad 4.
Tells me the brakes don't work. I'm saying I can't get your brakes fixed, motherfucker.
Yo, Dad, brakes aren't working, yo. It's my dad's car when there's problems with it, but otherwise my brother uses it.
And by the way, the
Rad 4.
A little recap to yesterday's show too.
Yeah.
Never again will I try to put air in my own tires, because I took it to BMW on the way to work yesterday, and threw.
You're a little embarrassing about the story. You're a little embarrassing.
Well, threw the guy $5 and did the tires, reset all the oil and tire buttons on the dash, because you can't do that yourself. I think
you can.
He was saying that the person that has
it's easy. It's called operator error. It's called you don't know your car.
He said the person that does the oil change has to reset it.
Your calibration for your tires, your tire calibration
maybe the
reset
oil's
is
different.
in the console.
Yeah, I've done it for years.
But if air for your tires at a gas station is $2,
Is this a math problem?
why would you ever not just go to the dealership to have them do it for free or throw them a $5 to be nice?
I used to go all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But not to reset the dash. I mean, that shit was like you just recalibrate the tires and then it resets.
Most, I mean, I know it's BMW, but most people, their dealerships or their, why can't I think of it? Their repair areas. What's it called? What's the repair shop called at the dealer?
Service center?
Service center, thank you. Their service centers are not just come on in. It's like if you don't make an appointment a week and a half out, they're going to be like, sorry, we can't
for something big, but you go there anytime.
No.
That's
what I'm saying. Outside of BMW.
They really, yeah.
Most dealerships
when I tell you, it took 3 minutes. Like I pulled in.
I don't blame you for doing that.
Yeah, and I was like, why would I
They're
ever
gonna do it easy
why
breezy for you.
Why would I ever do it? It's right near work, and I was like, why would I?
And then they're like,
go get yourself a coffee.
Yo, Tony, I thought air was free too, man. Every gas station, I stopped at 3 gas stations because I didn't have loose change in my car, and they're all $2 in quarters only, and the one down the block was $2 credit card, and by the time I'm filling my tires, for 2 minutes it turns off. So I will never ever ever not just bring it there and be like, yo, here's $5, and they got their little calibration system and they do it. It took 2 minutes. So
I used to like going there. Like I said, get myself some free cookies. You're right, Tony.
Walk in,
and a coffee.
Walk in,
maybe
get a
even
little,
steal an apple from Melody.
Yeah, walk in, get a little bar or something they got there. The guy's like, yeah, it'll be 2 minutes. I'm like, yeah, fine, I'll go in. I walked in.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that, but the fact you don't know how to reset your things is odd to me. It's your car.
Yeah, well, you know what? The guy at Valvoline.
Yeah.
When I got it, my oil light was on, and I was like, I can't need new oil. I can't need an oil change because I just got this car 4 months ago. So I went to Valvoline, and the guy's like, yeah, let's check your. He's like, yeah, I could top it off for like $5. So he topped off the synthetic oil with for $5. It was like $5, and he goes, your things that He goes, it's not resetting, so that's why I thought it was more of an issue.
Well, then I guess it was worth it.
So he's like, I can't reset it. I don't know what's going on. I've done this a million times on every car, but for some reason, he's like, I can't reset your thing. So,
and
grab a coffee. I grab a couple mints and put them in my glove box.
Oh.
Come back, the guy's there.
You have Andy's candies.
So
I want to.
Yeah, the oil was a little low, Rashawn. That's what it was. And they're like, yeah, they just topped me off for like $5. I was like, perfect.
I want to thank you guys for your feedback, Rashawn and Chris Holes in his Socks and Chris Frey and Carrie K. And I saw Stu Hotwagner say he knows he's around the same age as my brother. He said he knows thousands of dudes or something like that. He has so many friends that think that those cards are worth thousands of dollars. So it's like a common thought that a lot of his generation has. Like, yeah, gold mine.
Carrie brings up a good question. She goes, how do you inflate your pool floats? We have like a tiny little plastic air pump thing.
Rich has pizza parties and he makes his.
But I think
now that you have a house and a garage,
yeah,
get a little air compressor.
I could. But we have the little plug in the wall little air thing for the pool floats. But I realize that
get like a full on air compressor.
I think it's a fair statement if you own a house with a pool or a place with a pool. I think every year you got to refresh your floats. I don't think that's something you keep because they're like $10-15 each, and unless you keep them somewhere deflated, all nice and everything, fucking ruined. Just staying outside by the pool. Ruined. So, there you go. Ta-da. That was my story yesterday.
Does your car have a dipstick?
Just Rich.
I'm the dipstick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It didn't till Rich bought it.
Yeah. Everyone agrees your oil shouldn't be that low for a fairly brand new car.
Not a brand new car. It's a pre-owned.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah. So they just need to be topped off.
My car hemorrhages oil, but it's a 2006.
It needed to be topped off.
It's 2006.
So what else did you do yesterday besides get freaked out by an earthquake, realize your brother did not have a gold mine?
Or a gold mine. His gold toe socks. That's about it with holes in them.
He had a coal mine.
I was watching TV and you called me with your thought.
Oh. It's a good one. I think it really is. I think this is a damn good question. I gotta see if Sarah's here. Only because it's her question.
Sarah!
I don't know if she's here.
She in the shower again?
Tell her to send the picture.
Tell her to send a photo. Do you want me to call her?
Are you here?
No.
Oh. Okay.
What?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm at Costco. I'm with a customer service person helping me figure out a day pass for my car because I can't find it.
Okay.
Okay, love
All
you.
right, bye. Costco.
Sounds like
Costco.
Sounds like women problems.
Costco. Don't they have your name in the system if you can't find your card?
I don't know how that works.
You're not a Costco guy, Spot?
No. There's nothing I need in bulk.
Oh, I have a new version of that photo of Sarah in the shower, Spot. I'll send it to you now. So last night.
It's the one with the logos?
Yeah.
Oh, I have it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's what do you mean? It's my phone screen.
So last night, Sarah and I, kids go to sleep. We have a new routine, and it seems to be working. You know what I do think about with Melody? And this is
you each added an edible.
No,
Is that your new routine? You take
we have
4 instead of 3.
We have edibles before bed. It's a nice little thing we do together. But I think about this often when I think of your daughter Melody, and I look at my kid. I look at my kids. Oh,
I'm sorry.
Mama. That's my 49ers good luck charm right there. I call them Kittle and McCaffrey.
I call them Jimmy G.
I call them Debo and Ayuk.
I call them Purdy.
Nice. So
I call them Brock and Purdy.
So I do think sometimes, and this is
D-Boop
no
Samuel.
Samuel.
What's up?
Nothing. Continue.
D-Boob Samuel.
D-Boob Samuel.
That was it.
There you go.
That's a good one.
I do wonder.
Oh, sorry.
This is no shade at
cold.
you having one kid, but I can't imagine how much Melody had to occupy herself in moments, or you felt the pressure to be like, "Hey, buddy, let's do something," because Emmy and Ben.
It's like having a dog
Emmy and Ben
by itself.
No, I mean, my
I think
afternoon.
2 dogs, at least entertain each other.
My afternoon is filled with Daddy Monster, Daddy Dinosaur. Can you throw us? Can you spin us? I want to jump on your back. All right. Then Daddy turns into a dinosaur. Oh, I have to chase him around the house. It's nonstop fun. I enjoy it because I know time's fleeting and this will only be a small chapter, and I fucking love it. But when I'm not playing fucking Daddy Monster and trying to I'm gonna eat you. Again. Oh, you know what Emmy's new thing is? You will remember doing this as a kid. Daddy flip. I'm like, all right. You know when you hold the kid's hands, they climb up you and flip backwards?
Didn't your dad,
That
Greg,
deal?
actually just flip for you?
Okay. Oh, hold on.
Hold on.
So Daddy flip. All right, Daddy flip. I'll do it a million times because I know you're only going to be this small for so long. But all they do is play with each other, giggle, fight, hit each other, hug each other, love each other, punch each other, fight, cry, hit. But they are with each other all the time. And I'm like, only children, you must feel a pressure you must have felt the pressure to be like, Melody, what do you want to do, buddy?
I feel that now.
Yeah. Because I'm like, Sarah and I will look and we're like, look at them. They don't even realize they're each other's best little buddies, just sitting there. Emmy bossing Ben around. I'm like, hey, Ben, don't let her boss you around. And we watch episodes of the Bluey. We put him to sleep. Then we pop an edible and lay on the couch and watch some shows. Sarah turns to me and she goes, you know what? I really deep thought. All right, let's hear this. I don't know what made her think this. She's like, look at us. We're so comfortable right now. She goes, you're wearing a stupid hoodie and gym shorts. She's like, I'm wearing a sweatshirt I love with a hole in it and yoga pants.
Oh, the one in the hole in the arm?
And she's like, do you think...
Where's that?
I think this was funnier when we were high. But she's like, do you think royal people ever actually wear comfortable, chill clothes? Or does she think... She's like, do you think the queen or the prince or the king have like pressed pajamas laid out every night for them? And like, do super rich people ever wear like their comfy rando clothes? Or is it always like the Queen of England when she was alive? Don't you feel like someone laid out pressed silk fucking jammies every night for her? You think anyone of royalty...
monogram.
But do you think anyone of royalty wears like ripped up sweatpants and a t-shirt? Do you think every night it's like, ma'am, your jammy is all ready?
I would say...
I said, Sarah, I bet you the Queen of England never wore anything other than like luxury, feathery, silky, like nightwear.
I would say.
What about the younger royal family?
That's what I'm going to say. I would say William and Kate probably have like loungewear, but King Charles III. King Charles, I believe there was a story.
Do you think he wears like Ebenezer Scrooge pajamas?
No, I believe there was a story when they were saying like all these things that he needs. One of them was like he has like special pajamas that need to be
pressed
or yeah.
Yeah, because we were saying, Spot, how like when it comes to like royal fucking weird people, there's like you can't hold hands in front of them, or you can't do this, or you can't finish your meal until they finish their meal. Or there's all these weird royal things, and I'm like, I bet you, Sarah, maybe you're right.
My word, he's wearing sweatpants.
But do you think anyone that lives in a fucking castle, or even some rich fucking king in Dubai or some prince, Saudi prince, you think they're wearing anything but like fucking silk and like
they wear huge basketball shorts?
I don't think they do.
Yeah, they do.
I don't think they do.
What?
Yeah.
I bet you every super fucking billionaire
William and Kate.
See, Tony thinks it's a great question. But I do wonder if like, all right, if you're like some Saudi prince, you think he's like, yeah, I'm wearing my Buffalo Bills t-shirt and sweatpants like fucking you do. They're probably like, so your nighttime wear is ready. And they have some fucking girl probably help get him dressed. I'm thinking of like Prince Hakeem and Coming to America.
When Rich called me up last night,
did you know that the royal
to talk
children?
about this? I then said, well, what about just like prominent and rich people here in our country? I mean, I'm sure they have loungewear that they wear and not everything's pressed all the time. You know, who's our version of the royal family? The Kardashians? I'm embarrassed to say that, but you know, they're lounging around, I'm sure, wearing fucking sweatpants all day. Just higher end ones. But they're not wearing pressed fucking jammies all the time.
Yeah, that's royalty. That's different.
This conversation is strictly limited to the royal people?
Yeah, it's like tradition.
No, but royal and oil people, I
Yes,
guess.
it's like tradition.
Yeah,
I guess like when you got enough money where you got people serving you all the time, like, do they even wipe their own ass? I mean, think about it.
Truthfully, if they didn't want to, I bet you when the queen was really old, she had someone that was like followed around to wipe her ass.
You think Prince Charles is like,
no, he's probably like,
wipe the royal bunghole.
Yeah, Prince Charles is probably like,
my royal bunghole.
This is pretty finished. I bet you he does this. I'm not even joking. He's probably like, then he's like, and then snaps and points at his ass.
Does he bend forward?
And he goes,
like I did when I was a little kid?
Yeah. Like when I'm like, Ben.
Have my knees between my mom's legs.
Hey, front to back, please.
Ben.
Front.
Yo, Ben, lean over, buddy. Lean over. Here's what you do. You wipe it like this. Okay. All right, Ben, lean over. Yeah,
See?
He gets his ass wiped.
I told you. Prince Charles, I knew it. Prince Charles refuses to wear wrinkled pajamas to bed.
Please. I got to find that. I'm going to send that to Sarah because we were laughing our ass off last night. I was like, that's your high thought? How'd you even
my jammies are wrinkled.
I was like, Sarah, how'd you even come to that thought?
His servants press his pajamas every day.
Because she saw you wearing your weak ass Bud Light
my
hotel
pajamas
sweatshirt.
had a wrinkle in them.
I was wearing know what I was wearing?
Yeah, I know. Your What's Up Fool Felipe Esparza sweatshirt.
I was wearing my Felipe Esparza
wore
hoodie.
3 days straight.
They also want their bed sheets ironed every day.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. He wanted his shoelaces to be ironed. I specifically remember that.
I probably shits in a gold toilet is right, Brett. I just think there's certain people like, yeah, there's celebrities. Like I'm thinking of people that make millions that we all know. Like the Jerry O'Connells of the world and people that are successful. They're regular people.
Queen
But
Elizabeth
I'm talking about next level. But even, you know what? Even like the president, though, I could
own ass.
Like I bet you Obama. I bet you like Obama or George. Like you don't think George Bush wore like a Texas Rangers t-shirt and a pair of jeans? And they're regular guys. They're just presidents, but they're regular people. Donald Trump, wearing a polo shirt on the golf course. I'm talking about royalty. I bet you a prince, a king, or a queen or something probably lives a lifestyle where the idea of like sweatpants, probably never wore sweatpants in her life.
Things that the queen does that will shock you. Excrete, waste, and clean up. She wipes her own ass.
Okay, she did. Okay.
She picks her own nose. Hot foods. I don't know.
I'm not impressed. I do all these things too.
Yeah. She let one rip.
Oh, the prince.
Oh, you're like royalty.
Damn. We have a lot in common. Queen and I.
I mean, it's a dumb thought. It was a Sarah high thought, but I did call Covino.
Prince Charles wipe his own ass.
I did call Covino late at night with yo, bro, let me ask you a question. I called him crap. I was cracking up in my pantry trying to figure out like a late night snack. And I'm like, Covino,
Well,
I gotta ask
it's not that far off because I've never even seen my dad wear things like that. Never. I've never seen my dad wear like
lounge
comfortable
gear
stuff ever.
What's he wear like when he's laying around now? Like my dad wears like sweats and a t-shirt.
Jeans. Never saw my dad in sweatpants
What
ever
dad
in
lay
my
on TV?
life.
When he's laying on the couch watching TV?
Jeans. Swear to God.
Jeans.
I've never seen him in sweatpants in my life. Ever, never. Jeans.
Did you know that?
Even when he's sleeping.
Will there be a day that you realize that that's peculiar?
I mean, it's extremely peculiar.
Okay, just because sometimes you're like, yeah, that's what I know.
Fucking lounge, bro.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
where's your lounge gear?
I know
dude?
I know my dad's a little bit more of a.
I don't even see my dad like sliding around on his socks.
I know
He's
my-
always got his shoes on tied real tight.
I know my dad's a little bit more of a casual guy than most parents, but like
I've never seen my dad in a hoodie.
But I picture my dad.
Never
wearing?
seen him in a zip up.
I picture my dad in the wintertime right
Never
now.
seen it
You know
in
what
my
my dad's probably rocking? My dad's probably wearing right now.
I blame my mom.
While
Buy
listening,
dad some comfortable shit.
while listening to us right now, my dad's probably chilling on his couch, sweatpants, socks,
Yeah.
and like a hoodie on, and
Never
he has
saw
his slippers because if his tootsies get cold.
Never seen that shit.
That's probably like my dad's wardrobe.
Did you know there was a role in the English monarchy known as the groom of the stool? And the groom of the stool was responsible for all the king's hygiene and waste needs. So he was a servant. He would be responsible for assisting the king in his toileting needs. It's a debate whether or not he cleaned the king's anus. But he was responsible for supplying a bowl, water, and towels, and also monitoring the king's diet and bowel movements.
Groom of the stool.
Think about it. Here's another thought. What rich or royal people?
Rich, you'd make a great king of the stool.
What?
Or, what is it?
King of the stool.
No,
groom of the stool.
Of the stool.
But think of it. Think of the things you deal with on a regular basis that I wonder if rich people ever deal with. Like we're talking not just I got money, like royalty, big time politicians, big like A-list celebrities have billions, like the Bezoses of the world, the Kardashians, like those type of people. Jay-Z, guys that are worth billions. Do they ever really run out of something? Or is it known, like, for instance, like let's say on a random morning, I'll be like, oh, fuck, we ran out of coffee creamer. Does Jay-Z ever run out of coffee creamer? Or is it like, we know to have Mr. Jay-Z. We know to have Mr. Carter's coffee creamer on standby or someone's head will roll. Like, do they ever feel the sense of like, oh, I ran out of shampoo. Yo, Beyonce, write down that we need shampoo. We ran out. We're running low.
Even Albert Brooks has a stockpile closet. So
right.
Yeah. But I just wonder, do they deal with those?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, curb.
I mean,
like, do you think Taylor Swift is like, oh, we're running low on toothpaste. Let me write that down. Or is that even like something they'd never think about?
Like,
they have minions.
That's what I'm wondering.
I have very few personal connections with people of wealth.
Yeah.
But like, let's say Maria Menounos, for example. She has staff. And like she has a housekeeper who cleans, but I'm sure also supplies her with everything she needs in her house.
We have a buddy that we have a buddy, by the way, that I didn't know if he's like, he does well, but one of our old mutual friends we worked with at SiriusXM, and I was amazed. I went to his. Remember, I told you I went to his house for a holiday dinner. I went to his house for a holiday dinner.
John Fugelsang.
He has like a housekeeper that also doubles as like someone that cooks for him a couple days a week. And this, I'm like, yo, you got more money than I think, or what? And he's like, oh, she's part of the family. I'm like,
ooh, write this down.
Kristen.
Who's got this kind of flow?
Kristen was who was it?
I think family money.
You went to his house on holiday?
I told you this.
I don't know.
Wait, who is it?
My first Hanukkah dinner.
Oh,
remember?
I'm thinking of another guy though.
Oh, yeah. But no, he's like, I'm like, I know he has family money, but he must do. I'm like, man, he's okay.
Like Kristen worked for a family. She was the nanny.
She was the nanny of like a super rich guy.
But not super, but like,
yeah, but you're wealthy. Made a couple $1 million here.
Yeah, a couple. He was a finance guy. His wife did well as well.
He's an Italian Jew, right?
Yeah, and she was the nanny, so she was in charge of the kids. But during the day, she ran errands. She would go to the store if she had to, like shop. She would cook sometimes, but they also had a housekeeper who would do the same.
It's funny you said, look at Stu's comment spot. It sort of sums up what you're saying. He has a friend who's Tom Hanks' fourth assistant, meaning fourth level of task. Like this person takes care of his groceries and thank you notes and shit.
How do I get to the
fourth level? Like
I'll be his fifth level.
All right,
assistant.
Level 1, you're going to really deal with the real shit, but you're Tom Hanks' fourth level assistant. And then you think to yourself, all right, fourth level assistant for Tom Hanks? probably a $50,000 plus job. But you know what?
It's 50.
When you're Tom Hanks and you probably make tens of $millions in residuals and all this shit a year,
you don't want to
it's
have
a
to
part of
think
your
about
staff.
that.
I guess you don't worry about that
Because
stuff.
if you're focusing on coffee creamer, you're not focusing on Forrest Gump.
Like I think of that shit all. I think of that shit all the time. I'm like, do you
think the fifth tier is wiping his ass?
Yeah.
It's a
Tom Cruise definitely.
I'm glad you guys are rolling with this because when Sarah said it last night, I'm like, this is, to me, it was the funniest thing. I'm like,
oh, it's the dumbest thing ever.
I guess when you're super rich, you don't really care about those things. Like, hey, what do you want to eat tonight? Where I'll be like, all right, babe, I'll be back in 15 minutes. I'll run up to the store and get what you want, skirt steak? We're out of rice. All right, I'll be right back. That's never a problem because they probably have someone midday that's like, do we know what Miss Rihanna wants for dinner? She said either skirt steak or chicken. All right, I'll make sure both are on hand and prepared.
I wonder if Tom Hanks is looking for a new groom of the stool.
You know what it's like? There's a great routine. Can you pull this up? John Mulaney, Mick Jagger. It's like, this is why celebrities lose all touch of reality because they don't do anything for themselves and they don't relate at all to the common person. And John Mulaney does a really great bit about how absurdly obnoxious Mick Jagger was when he worked with him on SNL. But he explains why.
But yeah, let's hear it. I know even
really
even really humble great guys like a Henry Winkler have an assistant that does all the day-to-day stuff. Like, I guess when you're that level, having an assistant, I think the average person's opulence is like, oh, I have a landscaper, a pool guy, or a cleaning person or something.
And when everyone is saying yes to you all the time, like there's no such thing as no. Because you never hear it.
Yeah. You know what I asked the Backstreet Boys, which is interesting, and there's a reason I'm bringing this up. When I did that Christmas special with them, I was asking them, like, yeah, you guys put up your own Christmas lights? And I thought it was a good question, right? Because they're the fucking Backstreet Boys.
There's no fucking way.
One of them, I believe
Unless they take a weird enjoyment.
Nick Carter was like, it's something like a family tradition, so I do it with my wife and this and that. But all the other guys, who's the guy...
Kevin.
Kevin Richardson. He's like, I went to the...
You also met him and didn't recognize him.
Didn't know who he was.
No, different guy then.
Howie?
Yeah, Howie. One of those guys.
Howie Terrell?
It was a great interview. It's available on the SXM app, probably still. Who knows? But he said he went to the Grove with his wife. I was like, they do the lights perfect here. He's like, who does the lights here? And they gave him the company name, and he goes, every year that company comes to my house and does my lights. I was like, it's an honest answer. You're fucking one of the Backstreet Boys. It makes sense, right?
That makes sense.
And,
I would definitely pay for conveniences like that.
And, it's all little things like that. Like,
if I had Backstreet Boys money.
Yeah, I guess you don't really, all the little things, like I said. Conveniences. Hey, do we have coffee creamer? They're never running out of the toothpaste.
Are my jammies pressed?
Yeah. No, it's.
If you're paying somebody, you might as well get them to do some shit. Press my socks.
Do you have coffee creamer, by the way? I didn't bring coffee today.
I do. I have the vanilla.
I'd want my gold toes ironed every day.
Maybe go get some coffee.
You know what I bought? I bought cheap socks at Target.
Shame.
Not cheap socks. Like Fruit of the Looms type of stuff, or like whatever. But it was a
Fruit of Galoom.
It was a 15 pack for $12.
Fruit of the
and I bought two packs. I have 30 pair of socks for like $20. And every day for the last like 2 weeks, I don't even look at my drawer. Just pick a new one out of the thing, and I'm like, ooh, I might do this permanently.
Royal feeling.
It's royal feeling.
It is a royal feeling.
Do you think?
Do you want to hear John Mulaney talk about Mick Jagger?
There's no way Tom Hanks wears the same socks twice.
Yeah, right, there is.
John Mulaney, let's hear him.
Come on.
Is this how you write songs? Just one word at a time with verbal abuse? It's like,
Buddy. It just goes on and on. It's like,
yes, it does.
They don't. I really did. You're right. This is a great example. Thank you for bringing that up because Mick Jagger is that level of, like,
who's telling that guy no?
Yeah. You know what I heard? They have the Billy Joel channel up again on SXM, and he did like a town hall thing, and everyone that grabs the mic was like, "Oh, Mr. Joel, like you're an inspiration." Like, imagine if everyone that talked to you, like their lead was like sucking your dick, essentially.
Oh.
Imagine everyone that met you.
It's gotta change you.
Imagine if everyone that met you was like, "Oh my, Covino, first of all, just gotta tell you, I'm such a big fan of what you do. I'm just, it's so surreal that I'm here with you right now. But oh my God, there you are, Covino. Whew. Anyway, I gotta ask you, like, imagine if that was the daily interactions.
That's why when you see humility, you have to acknowledge it and appreciate it. Or as I say, humbleness. And my mom yells at me all the time from the background.
Yeah, your mom says there's no such word as it's humility, you big asshole. I tell you every day, humility.
Why was that? What?
Yeah, I can't hear mom, dad.
Yeah, you said something about you say humbleness.
So, assistance, a different life. I think Kerry hit us up and said, when you're doing well and you're successful, having, calling a guy or having someone that that's the luxury. Like, hey, I got someone for the pool. I got, I have a pool guy. I have a landscaper. You have a cleaning person. Oh, you have someone that does this. Then the next level is, well, I'm too busy. So we have you pay an assistant, right, for your company. Then after that, it just snowballs into like you don't do anything for yourself. Then you have a driver. Then you get to the level of like, I don't want to drive myself anywhere. I don't want to cook myself anything. I don't want to.
Because they're all working.
But then something as simple as like a feeling that Katy Perry that never has. Where's that shirt I like? Is that in the laundry? Do you think that's ever a thought for someone like that? Hey, you know that jacket I like? Yeah, Covino? Where is it? Oh, there's Mr. Covino. It's right here. I got to prepare for you. Then you wonder why those people turn into assholes? They're just pampered. Pampered. Can you imagine being one of their assistants? Because if you have access and they're nice and they're kind to you, it might be cool for the perks. Our buddy Nico, his wife was Adrienne Grenier. How do you say his name?
Grenier.
Fucking the dude from Entourage. She was his assistant for years, and he was very kind to her and Nico and Spot. We hung with him at their wedding. Like he's a very nice guy. But yeah, you're really just doing the grunt work for someone else. It's like, yeah, I'm just too important to do this now.
That's okay.
Right? That's my
Interesting
dream.
lifestyle.
My dream is to outsource. Kim says her dream is to outsource everything, but she would want to drive herself places.
Like
I'll be honest.
Covino used to make me print things for him.
I'll be the...
And I was like, no.
Print
this.
But...
I was feeling myself.
I'm like, just fucking print it from your own.
Isn't it true that a president never drives again in their life? Or can they after they... Obama did comedians in cars, and I think he was driving for a minute and goes, "That's the first time I drove in 15 years."
That's really good at Obama.
Yeah, but that's a wild thought.
Simply isn't true.
Just put on Michael Yo's comedy. You'll think it's Obama.
Yeah, it is.
Same cadence.
Same exact cadence.
So there you go. Just a dumb thought. Do rich people actually do things on their own? No. Do they wear sweatpants and ripped t-shirts? No. They probably wear pressed pajamas.
Except Beyonce, she wears like silk pajamas.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you guys for being here on this Wednesday, hump day, midweek, January 25th.
They also got to be on guard all the time.
We had a meeting
I do think that, by the way. What Spot just said to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't go to Whole Foods for a gallon of milk,
looking like shit with their Crocs on.
So they're like, rather than now I gotta, because then they'll be in stars. They're just like us. So now they have to like either do themselves up completely to leave the house,
or wear a hat and sunglasses,
or be like incognito, or
yeah,
just send someone to do it who no one cares about, like me.
It's true.
Do you want to choose your own adventure? Do you want to talk about our meeting yesterday, or do you want to talk about embarrassing dads?
Ooh.
I want to get some coffee. You decide.
I think
gets you all chalked up. Which story? Embarrassing dad story? I don't have many of personal experiences.
Oh yeah, I want to hear embarrassing dad story, but first
there's a story about an embarrassing dad.
He just said like celebrities have to watch what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I got recognized the other day. It was cool.
It's always
cool. I was at Starbucks. I went to a different one because the one that I usually go to down here is under construction. So I had to go to another one. And as I put the order in because they didn't have the mobile deal going. So I had to actually go.
I got recognized by Luciana in Jersey.
I had to go
Luciana,
I actually had to go in the store and order and then wait for them to make it. I'm a mobile pickup guy. Why would you not be, right?
I mean, you're fancy pants.
But why would you not do mobile pickup? Why would you waste time in there if you don't need to? But I had to. So I walk out to the car where Sarah's sitting. Some girl sitting in the car next to us rolls down a window. She goes, "I'm sorry to bother you. Are you Rich from Covino and Rich?" And I go, "Yeah, what's going on?" She goes, "I love you guys. You guys are great." And honestly, like, Jeff Lewis is making fun of you the other day, and then she starts saying like, I love what you guys do, and it was like a really nice interaction. I'm like, and my first thought was like, oh, do I look okay? I'm like, all right, like, hey, did I just do anything weird that she saw me do? Like, was I like picking my nose or ass or something? I'm thinking, imagine if you had to go through your whole day worrying about that. Like once every couple of weeks, someone might be like, hey, Covino.
You know who's been clapping back a lot on that? Justin Bieber. There's a lot of footage of him recently.
Yeah, a lot of him being like, yeah, why are you sitting on my front stoop?
Hey guys, I understand you got a job to do.
They're like, why are you sitting on why are you sitting on my lawn?
Fans and paparazzi. And he's like, you know, he looks like Gallagher now. His hair's all stringy.
Yeah. He does look like Gallagher.
He's got Gallagher hair. He's like a Jeff Dunham, Dumb and Dumber hair.
And
he's just, you know, telling people back off.
For the record,
you know,
he just collected, the deal went through. He collected his $200 million. He sold his whole music catalog. $200 million for Bieber.
Good for him.
Yeah. So let's hear embarrassing dad story. But again, imagine if you had to live your life where everyone noticed you. I feel like that seems to me like awesome and terrible at the same time. I think I would love it and at the same time be like, oh no, like you have to always make, every time you leave your house, you have
That's
to
why when I go out, I wear a fake mustache all the time.
It's a good idea. I did not have Crocs on. Thank God, Stu. I never leave the house with them.
He does leave the house with him.
I'm sorry. I
walk to my car.
Yeah, I walk Covino to his car and I check my mail and I bring out the garbage cans with my Crocs on, but I can't run an errand in Crocs. I won't. I refuse. Covino's right. It's next level. You do that, then it's over.
I don't have many, if any at all, embarrassing dad stories. Honestly, like one comes to mind, and it's such a non-story that like no one would even remember it. There's no recollection of it. There's no photo proof of it. But I remember my dad took me to a New Jersey Generals game one time, and he was wearing these like really high cut-off jean shorts, like his inner hairy, the white in his man thighs were exposed.
And you're like, Dad, your shorts are a little
and
much.
He was wearing, honestly, like the fruitiest, like a 1980s, like Richard Simmons rainbow shirt, and he'll be like, I ain't never wear no fucking like, nah, you did at one time. So I remember I was at that age, and we all had our football jerseys on. You were wearing that Richard Simmons limited edition cutoff shirt.
I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never wear no shirt like that.
I remember.
These kids are full of shit.
Dude, it looked like fucking Bozo. It was like the Bozo the Clown, like limited edition. It was like rainbow colored stripes. And I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I can't believe Dad's wearing this. But it was like, that was just a one-time thing. Now, does it matter like how cool your dad is? Like, are there passes you give them? Are there stories that stand out? There's a story about Will Ferrell's son. Now, again, you're gonna be like, dude, it's Will Ferrell. But again, that's still just this kid's dad, right? But he seems to be really welcoming of Will Ferrell and his antics, which is kind of cool. So it just made me think of, you know, even though you have the coolest parents in the world, sometimes you're still embarrassed by it. Like the fact that Melody's embarrassed by me sometimes, like it's almost comical because I could see like, all right, she probably views me as her dad's trying too hard. He's wearing sunglasses and like, you know, oh my God, like it's embarrassing because he's my dad. And she's never really that embarrassed, but there's some times where I could tell that she is because she's a teenage girl. But I was never really embarrassed of my parents. Really, I never was. And I don't think that Melody is considering the rest of her fucking friends' parents either. But there's always that feeling. Rich always has that famous Heather Locklear story.
Yeah, Heather Locklear and Richie Sambora's kid was up at Sirius XM, and I was like, I remember they were like, hey, show the kid around or something because they were there for...
Mom and Dad are so embarrassing.
And I think the kid was referencing like my mom and dad are embarrassing. And I'm like, your mom's like one of the most beautiful models of all time and your dad's in Bon Jovi. If you're embarrassed of your parents a little bit.
Right. It's just everybody.
We're all hopeless then, right?
You know, Mauser says, I'm 100% cool in my son's eyes. They could be embarrassed of me though. I'm pretty sure that's what he says. You know, because it's still your dad, right? It's still your mom and vice versa. Didn't you say when you were a kid that you went to... like a fair or something like that.
Yeah, we went to the local, like, you know, when the church, but we know that, you know, when the church does their local like feast,
yeah,
Zeppelis and rides, like the little, you know, little carnival. And it was just one of those, like the cute girls. I was like in junior high and the cute girls were all there with like each other, like all the cock girls were hanging out together.
Sounds like a scene from the movie Big.
It was
right?
all
Wasn't that kid like he was just really weak and
all
and
the cute girls were there.
All the hot chicks were there.
All the cute girls were there without their parents. So there was like picture like the popular
Is this when
girls.
you wished, made a wish to Zoltar that you wanted to be big?
I wish. So all the good-looking girls were hanging out with each other, no parents, and I was there with Greg, Marianne, and my siblings. And like I'm like, oh my god, there's Vanessa and Jessica and all the hot 80s, 90s girls when I was in, probably 7th grade.
That high Aquanet hair.
Probably 7th or 8th grade. Yeah, more like middle school. And I remember right when we were like passing them and I'm like, hey, and I had like glasses and a mullet. So they didn't give a fuck anyway. But like right in that moment, my mom was like, Richie, you're going to go on the Ferris wheel with Lori? I'm like, Jesus Christ, Mom.
Oh, that's like Daniel LaRusso's mom.
Like, Richie, don't go without your brother. God damn it, Jimmy.
Remember Daniel LaRusso's mom? She picks up Daniel LaRusso in that piece of shit station wagon she had at the Rich house.
You see some of the videos on TikTok where
the car breaks down.
Where the dad's like, yeah, my kid said I was embarrassing. Oh, I'll show him. And then he shows up like dressed up or something at school. Like, hey, son, I'm here.
My mom, she's so loudmouth my whole life. Like I just gave up. Like there's one particular story that stands out though. I so badly I didn't want to do it. I did it for my mom. Which is why I do a lot of things to make my family proud, right? And, because I have an expectation. But on myself, my mom loved that I played the trumpet. Loved it, right? But I was like fucking done with it. I'm like, I'm done with the trumpet, Mom. Done with the trumpet. But I gave her one last hurrah. And I was practicing my right? And I was practicing, and she's like, oh, I'm going to come see you at the Memorial Day parade. And I remember I had to wear white pants and this fucking corny shirt. Not like the stupid Grand Marshal kind of shit. Not an actual.
What made the shirt corny?
It just probably said Union High School.
So fucking corny.
But the pants, I never wore white pants. But I didn't have to wear a traditional. I was never in the marching band.
Especially
it was a
after
Memorial
Labor
Day
Day.
parade. And if you were in band, you had to be in the Memorial Day parade. And I'm going down like the town center. And my mom was like, honest to God, like next level, like, Steven! Follow me with the fucking camera the whole fucking way, dude. I'm like, oh my God. I can picture Steven, smile for the camera. Like, Mom, playing the fucking Yankee Doodle, leave me alone. And my mom just like the whole way, like, and I see her sidestepping, like skipping the whole way. Steven, smile. Like, miserable. And there's probably no film in the camera because I've never seen any of those photos.
Right.
But I swear to you, I remember my mom being so proud. And it's like, look, it's just it's not that deep, Mom. I'm just in this Memorial Day thing that I really didn't even want to be in. And now you're making a big spectacle about it. I remember at that stage, because I was like at girlfriend age, like it was really embarrassing. But she was proud of me. So my mother, what are you do? It's my crazy mom.
My mom and dad.
My crazy ass mom.
I don't know about my dad. My mom took like an equal weird pride in me playing the saxophone. Yeah. Anytime I was in one of those parades, Richie, with her little yellow disposable camera.
I'm like, I'm cool now, Mom. Chill with that shit.
Doing the marching band thing.
Remember that famous story I told years and years ago? You start feeling really, I guess, insecure, or you start questioning these things around 13-ish, right?
Yeah.
And I told you it was 6th grade. Like, you start really getting into girls and boys and whatever the fuck you're into. And I went to this kid's 6th grade party, and I remember talking to all my friends, just like, oh, which hot chicks are going to be there? I'm only 13 years old. I'm like, oh, man, hot chicks, man. I don't have to wear my parachute pants.
Chippies.
Yeah, bro. And I remember the kid's mom. The kid was kind of cool, and I'll make the story quick, but you guys remember this one. The mom came out. Hey, guys, are you guys ready? And the kid looked like he was going to die, but he didn't hold back. He's like, Mom, no, you wouldn't. She's like, yeah, I swear to God. And we're all like, oh, shit, this kid's about to not be cool anymore because we're here with all these chicks and we're cool. We're 13,
chippies.
Right? And the mom's like, guys, we have a really special surprise. Ian has always loved and the kid is dying. Mom, no! Like, obnoxiously pushing her out of the room and shit. Ian, stop it! And it's like, we're dying looking like, what? This is horrible. And she's like, we hired him and he's gonna perform. He's like, no, Mom, I hate him. And I told you, they stopped the fucking fun.
Does everyone know? Does everyone know the name?
Classic.
We all know it's a classic story.
Remember?
I know.
She goes, guys, and they were so mad at Ian, and it was his birthday party, and everyone was chill. She goes, we are going to welcome everybody. Sit down. I remember clear as day looking at all the hot chicks.
No, I know. Yeah, I know.
Let's welcome Captain Crossbones. And Captain Crossbones came.
Hey, kids.
Oh, dude, it was the weakest shit. This kid was so miserable.
You know what?
So embarrassed
we
by
always
his
hear
mom. And I never heard of that kid again. It's like he was like mortified.
Hold
And he
on.
was never cool ever again after that. I swear to God. But it's because his parents embarrassed the shit out of him.
We always hear about Captain Crossbones.
Yeah. True story.
But I don't know if we ever knew. Balloon guy, magician, a pirate show? Like what?
He was dressed like a pirate and he did magic tricks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As I figured that. Okay.
He had the red and white socks and everything. And even he felt awkward about it because he must have heard the rumblings.
Is this Captain Crossbones?
I don't know. Is he from New Jersey? Is it a New Jersey
Book
magician?
Captain Crossbones.
Hey, man, I didn't make it up.
Is that him?
Stories are true. Anyway.
Mom, no, you wouldn't.
Oh my God, he is from
Yeah,
Jersey.
Jersey.
Oh my God, is this him?
Fuck, I told you.
Oh my God,
dude.
is this him?
I told you.
Oh my God, is this him?
Oh, bro, there
Oh
he
my
is.
God, is this him?
After all these years, there he is. See? You think I made that shit up?
Captain Crossbones.
I should like to see what's
Oh, this is definitely the same.
So imagine us, at, like, we're like there to meet chicks and hang out.
No.
Yeah. And this kid, he was so embarrassed to be treated like a kid by his mom in front of all of his
Captain Crossbones. Captain Crossbones has a octopus puppet in a box.
Based on the age, I'm going to say this is the same guy.
Yeah, we were 13. And he must have been, you know, maybe 30, maybe? I don't know.
What do you say is inside
I was in 6th grade. So these are little kids, dude. We were 13.
Oh, no.
So anyway, nightmare,
Captain
right?
Crossbones.
The point is, the kid was so embarrassed by his mom in that moment. But she was just being a mom and trying to be nice and shit. And I swear to you, I never saw that kid again. No, I'm not even making that
I mean,
up.
I don't see how he could ever have recovered from that, really.
Yeah, he never did. He was never cool again. That was it. That was the end. But if your dad is Will Ferrell, could you be embarrassed by him, or do you just embrace Will Ferrell?
Member of SAG, by the way.
Honestly, because Will Ferrell's son. But here's why it's a thing. His name is Magnus Ferrell, right? It's his first ever concert performance. His first ever. And I'm pretty sure Magnus welcomes this. In fact, I'm certain he does. And I think he has a great outlook on, like, that's my dad. I'm wondering, would you be embarrassed? Do you want to do your own thing?
His dad's one of the funniest humans on earth.
But like, it's your moment too. So I bring it up because there's just different ways to think about it. Magnus Ferrell is doing like a charity concert and he's opening up for the Psychedelic Furs in San Diego. And again, it's him, it's his band, it's his first ever live performance.
Magnus.
And it becomes less about Magnus and all about Will Ferrell. And I'm sure he welcomed it, but here's Will Ferrell taking over his son's performance. He comes out to cowbell.
More cowbell.
Which is awesome, and it's Will Ferrell, but it's still his dad.
Yeah, but I guess...
And I'm sure it was rehearsed, and I'm sure he didn't do it to embarrass his kid.
I bet you he probably says, like, son, I don't want to overshadow you, and maybe his son's like, no, dad, it'll make it better. Like,
yeah.
We'll go viral, Dad.
So, you know, it's nice to see that he embraces, hey, that's my fucking dad. There it is.
That's cool. I like it.
So it was a story that went somewhat viral and somewhat national. And I believe that clip is courtesy of Lad Bible, but it was everywhere.
Oh, so he's only on for a brief
Oh,
moment.
yeah. So, hey, that's my dad. What are you going to do? So the question
He's
is,
a
like,
goofball.
you know,
You've known.
it's on the kid, right? To just, I tell Melody all the time, I'm like, hey, Melody, this is your dad. Your dad's, she swear, Melody's like, Dad, I'm serious. I seriously think you have like AD, like severe cases of ADD and you were never diagnosed. I'm like, well, that's your generation. You're weird ass fucking labels. I was like, but this is your dad. Dad's going to be dad. She's like, Dad, can you stop whistling so much? I'm like, no, I'm not. It's your dad. That's it. So I think a lot of it's on the kid. And you see Magnus is pretty welcoming of Will Ferrell and his antics. The end.
So Melody.
And I shit my pants.
Melody, I don't think she's ever really embarrassed you.
No, but I'm still her dad, right? Like, Melody takes pictures of me and sends them to her friends because they just get a kick out of it. I don't know why. But there's times where, no, come on. But Will Ferrell, sort of stole the headline. I was trying to find out the name of his son's band, but it's all about Will Ferrell. I think it's just him solo, though. So, Magnus Ferrell in the news. Which brings me to the rando news and then Rich's final thought of the day.
Rando news.
Rando news of the day. Labels don't matter. You're right, Lisa.
Let's go, news. Snooze.
I got snooze and shout outs to give. Lisa Marie Presley had her memorial service, and she had one request. And Mike Durband hit me up about it, too. Big Elvis guy. Remember we met him at Graceland with Eddie, your DJ? Remember that?
Yeah.
Billy Corgan, Alanis Morissette, Axl Rose, they all performed on the front lawn at Graceland at her memorial service. But her one request was that it wasn't some sort of misery and that it was a celebration of life.
That's a
And
fair,
let it
that's
be
a
known
fair
that
thing.
if, God forbid, anything ever happened to me, I would want the same. Fuck that misery. Celebration of life is what's up.
Yeah, I think one of an old coworker like talked about their grandmother died at 90 something. I was like, what? I just wrote like at that point you don't say, so sorry. It's more like, hey, what a great life. She must have been proud. Or, it's that when you're 97 years old, I don't think it's like, oh man, what a tragedy. I mean, you lived your life. Hopefully it was a good one.
She was young, 54. I mean, but her son recently committed suicide. I could see things get tough after that.
Yeah.
But she still wanted her life celebrated, and they did a good job with that. I thought that was pretty cool. You already said this one, Rich. Paris Hilton became a first-time mommy to a boy. Her and Carter Rim had a baby boy. I think he's like a big banking, investing guy or something like that. Congratulations. In other like pop culture BS news, Britney Spears has been a little crazy according to the headlines. She may or may have not had some sort of maniacal outburst at a restaurant.
Yeah, she went on Instagram saying like, "Oh, my name is now Red River, and call me this," and like
that led to fans calling the cops to her house out of concern, and they showed up.
Yeah,
because she deleted all of her social media.
She does that every month.
So it caused concern for safety, and they went there to check on her to make sure she was okay.
And the only reason I know that Covino is because for Pop 2K and shit, every week or so, I'm like just Googling Britney, like, hey, if there's an update, because I play her songs a lot on Hits 1 and Pop 2K, that I see it.
Cops' life though, like they're going to Britney Spears' house. Who's going to stop them?
But I see it on the regular, man. She's every week it's like she's got something new, crazy going on.
So she deleted all her shit, and cops went there to check on her because, again, multiple requests for concern. They were thinking it was a cry for help, and turns out she's okay, blah, blah, blah. Again, this is like pop culture nonsense news. And then yesterday it was announced that in the world of sports, Scott Rowland was inducted to the Hall of Fame. Congrats to him.
Yo.
By all means, seriously. But the more I thought about it, I'm gonna read a tweet from our buddy
Rob Parker. I wrote to him too. I hit him up and I said, "Yo, dude, I couldn't agree more." I have it right here because I agree. Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Rob Parker from Fox Sports Radio, The Odd Couple, says,
"So funny. I had the same
vote.
Thought as you.
My Hall of Fame vote is my most prized possession on earth." He has a vote. Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
His most prized possession on earth. I take the responsibility very seriously. It's an honor and privilege. But sadly, Hall of Fame voters are overcompensating for the steroid era and elevating guys who were very good to replace the tainted greats. #shame. And it's so true. I mean, if this isn't more evident than any other example, I don't know what is. Like Scott Rowland, he's the least sexy name out of anyone eligible to make the Hall of Fame.
It's like yeah,
and he had a great career. But
no Clemens, no McGuire,
Scott Rowland?
no Bonds or Sosa or Manny or none of the greats.
Our buddy Jason Stewart from the Doug Gottlieb Show, right? Says, I follow baseball closely. I played the sport. I'd like to think I have a pretty good gauge on the game. I watched Scott Rowland play his entire career. Not once not once over that time did I feel he was a top 5 player in the game. And I don't think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think so either.
And other people, like, of course, shit. Like, what the fuck cares what you think? Yeah. But it's like, yo, you realize how many fucking monster names were on that list that weren't even tainted? Some were, but some weren't. And Scott Rowland? Like, dude, like, again, I had to think about it because I'm like, I'm such an American League guy. Maybe I didn't realize the impact he had. He had a great career. Don't get it twisted. You know, he had a good glove and all that. And, you know, he's a great player. But the least sexy name.
I'll be realistic. I'll give you a guy. I'll give you a guy that I think is in the same realm. That's not a Hall of Famer. That's a Met. If I told you like David Wright, I thought David Wright's not a Hall of Famer.
I feel like he's borderline more than him, maybe.
But like David Wright, you're trying to tell me Don Mattingly's not a Hall of Famer, but Scott Rowland is?
Scott Rowland? I mean, I understand that, you know, Fred Durst wrote that song about him. Rolling, yeah. That maybe he gave him more clout, but that is wild to me.
We said it yesterday on Fox. And
he's so not impactful to me as a fan.
We'll stand by it. I said on Fox yesterday, it's like you go to the bar and all the hot girls are just not interested, or they're like, nah. And you end up going home with an average girl. And it's really not what you wanted, but you got to bring someone home, I guess. It's like Scott Rowland's only being nominated because they're like, all right, Manny Ramirez, tainted. Sosa, tainted.
Even
Clemens,
Pettit. Most wins. Pettit, I know you say he had a team behind him, but he had the most wins of the 90s, so he dominated the 90s.
Well, I think Andy Pettit is way more qualified than Scott Rowland.
And again, I don't want to be mean to Scott Rowland because he had a wonderful career. It's just, you know, you're forced to think about it.
He had a handful of Gold Gloves. I get he was good, but
he had 8. I think Dan Byer told us yesterday.
I don't know,
which is impressive. But guess what? So did Omar Vizquel. How many did he have? Right? My guess, honestly, 10. It just, I feel like it loses its credibility and its luster a little bit when
it's like replacement players. When a league's on strike, remember they've those random years throughout history where there's been like replacement players in football or baseball. It's like you can't get the real guys in, so
yeah. Scott Rowland, congrats, but beat it, and congratulations to Fred McGriff. They're the only 2 getting in.
Eric, who's a big, Soul Patch Eric, big baseball guy.
Yeah.
Because how did Jeff Kent not make it in, but Scott Rowland did?
Jeff Kent, sexier name, more impactful,
and a mustache.
Like Scott Rowland to me is just like such a good player.
I know our buddy Chris Frey is a Mets fan like I am, but he goes, no Keith Hernandez, but Scott Rowland.
Okay, I'm glad everyone, because we were doing a live show when this was announced yesterday.
And my first thought was like,
I didn't want to overreact, and I don't want to take away and be mean to a guy who had a stellar career. He did. But when you think about the other names, like he's going with the Crime Dog, and the Crime Dog barely got in.
What's
Fred
that test they always
was
say?
Great. There's great, and then there's like really good.
What's that test they always say when it comes to sports? Like the eye test? I don't know. Like
the eye.
The brown eye test.
I don't think it's a brown eye test for some reason.
That's my.
What is it?
The spots test.
What is it called though? Like they always call it something like it's the equivalent of like forget sabermetrics, like the play by instinct, like gut feeling, like the eye test. Like if you watch a guy play every day,
the Mario test.
No, but it's more of like you watch people play every day that are on the Yankees.
Yeah.
So you'd have a gauge of like, yeah, this guy might bring more than you think to the table.
For sure.
I didn't watch Scott Rowland, but I'll tell you this. I never at one point, like someone else pointed out, never at one point, and Jason Stewart said it, never at one point did I say, Scott Rowland's like a top 5 to 10 guy in the league. I was like, he was a good player, really good player.
Yeah.
Scott Rowland, great player.
To me, it's just a very random choice, and maybe he's reaping the benefits of someone trying to make a statement. It seems that way. But again, congratulations to him. But you're going to tell me these other people, whatever.
And
so
Brett,
maybe we'll talk more about it today on Fox Sports Radio. But
Brett's sort of
Hall
right.
of Fame was announced.
Brett said, I love baseball, but they're very hypocritical. That whole steroid era, they knew what was going on. They turned the blind eye because ratings and everything was great.
But I do respect giving people who played the right way some credit. I do. But like, there's still a lot of people better than Scott Rowland. He's just such a blah guy to me. Who knows? Anyway, congrats.
Yeah.
I'm not a National League watcher that often, so I could be way off. But it seems like everyone sort of feels the same way. A few shout outs to give, and then we don't have to wrap it up.
There was one other news alert that I thought was interesting. You guys all watch White Lotus season 2. Kim Kardashian, I think, made a pretty cool move. Sarah brought this up to me yesterday, and I saw it.
I brought it up to you yesterday.
What are you talking about?
I brought this up to you yesterday. After the show.
No, you're talking about the brown lotus, I thought.
I said this to you right in this room.
My wife said it to me yesterday.
The Skims ad?
The Skims, and we were talking about the 2 Italian girls.
You fucking kidding me?
And you didn't watch season 2.
I said this to you in this room, and you were like,
I had already heard it. So the Italian girls from White Lotus season 2, Kim Kardashian teamed up with them for Skims. So
Kim Kardashian said something along the lines of, I just watched the White Lotus season 2, and I had to get my girls. Had to get my girls.
Yeah,
the prostitutes.
And they were sort of fun.
So they're part of the ad. Yeah, she had them in the campaign. That was a cool move.
Take people in that pop culture moment, put them in something cool like that. It was a good move by Kim K.
I thought so. I thought it was cool.
I thought this was interesting. I don't know if this is a Fox discussion or not, because I don't know if there's anything there in the sports world. But when Tom Brady retires, I think, not that we forget, but there's a 10-year, $375 million contract from Fox Football.
Yeah,
waiting. 10 years. $375 million just waiting. This is post-football career. Like, hey, here's another Powerball jackpot. But the main guy on Fox is our dude, Kevin Burkhardt.
He's the guy.
Now, Kevin Burkhardt.
That guy swings a hammer in his pants.
This year, Kevin Burkhardt was teamed up for the second season with Greg Olsen, former tight end, Carolina Panthers.
I thought that was Dexter Morgan. Huh?
But the reality is, Kevin Burkhardt and Olsen have gelled more than anyone anticipated. Meaning, Greg Olsen, the reviews are in. He's endearing. He's likable. He's knowledgeable.
People are digging him?
I was reading.
Do you dig him?
I think he's fantastic.
Really?
Because
Okay.
Kevin Burkhardt's
I
our
haven't
guy.
really noticed much.
And they always call
I don't not like him, so that's a great indicator.
They always call the top Fox game of the week. They're the number one team. Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen, they thought, smaller market player. Carolina. He went to Seattle, I believe, at the end of his career. So they're like, oh, he's a good fit for a broadcast, a likable guy, handsome guy. But turns out, like, way back, like, when McAfee decided to do broadcasting, it's like, oh, wow, this guy's fucking found his niche.
Hey, they found a chemistry, man. It doesn't matter.
Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olsen have a chemistry. He's likable, again, knowledgeable, never makes it about him. Great insight. You can tell he knows what he's fucking talking about. The players like him. So Burkhardt and Olsen, who are calling the Super Bowl this year, are pretty standard, yo, Fox got an A team. And now they're like, well,
that A team could go away.
Well, when Tom
Brady, they've had more people in the
here's
booth
the deal.
throughout the years.
When Tom Brady's ready,
they're
like, well, we're not going to pay Tom Brady 10 years, $375 million to not be part of the A team. A team meaning what used to be Buck and Aikman. And when Buck and Aikman went to Monday, when Buck and Aikman went to Monday Night Football, that left CBS with Romo and Jim Nantz.
Olsen's gonna be like a sideline guy or something.
He'll just be the number 2 team.
Oh yeah, so he's out. Yeah,
Well,
but again,
nah,
you're forcing chemistry, and
Well,
that's where
what you
everybody.
do is-
you just have to hope that Burkhardt and Brady have that chemistry.
Yeah, well, they're trying to decide, well, what the fuck do we do? Because they lucked out that Jim Nantz and Romo are great together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Joe Buck and Aikman settled. Al Michaels, he does Thursday night. Sunday night, Mike Tirico and Collinsworth. You have your top tier teams. Just because Tom Brady's Tom Brady, does he automatically just go into the A spot? It's Tom Brady.
Yeah, and he might not be the best broadcaster.
But they're saying, if the game, let's say the game of the week is
he going to get sassy like he did on his show?
Yeah, but what if it's
I don't give a fuck what you say, Burkhardt.
What if it's Eagles, Cowboys, big game of the week?
Calm down, Tom.
They're saying if it's the big game of the week.
Sound a little testy, Tom. Fuck you, Burkhardt.
The A team always gets the Fox game of the week. You're not going to pay Tom Brady $375 million to be like, no, Tom, this week you're doing. You're doing the Lions, Minnesota at 1 p.m.
By the way, is this a Rich Davis original, or is this sort of where the speculation?
The speculation is when Tom Brady's done
because
Burkhardt and Olsen have been really well received. What the fuck do you do with Tom Brady?
Have you listened to his show? I'm very curious how he is as a speaker, like a broadcaster.
Yeah,
I guess you could call that.
I've only heard clips, but the thing is,
I only hear clips too.
Tom Brady is
sometimes knowledge in it doesn't translate to knowledge observing it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
or like being able to convey.
But they wouldn't fight. You know what they wouldn't have done? They
It's
wouldn't
like
have
teaching
said
someone how to drive.
They wouldn't have been like, yo, here's 10 years.
They should stick Tom Brady with Dennis Leary.
They're not going to be like, here's $30 to $40 million a year. Without really, they probably tested it. They
Dennis
had
Leary,
to.
What's his name from SNL?
No, they wanted the name.
Steve Miller.
You
And
got to admit, like 95% of that contract is because he's fucking Tom Brady.
Tony Romo.
Dennis Miller.
Tony Romo, there's speculation that he's been a little off lately, but he's still the best. Romo's great. Romo and Nance, here's the thing. Anyone that criticizes them, I find it the most laughable thing because it is the hardest job in broadcasting. I promise you. Covino and I have jokingly tried to do play-by-play. It is a combination of being in the moment, knowing every player on the field, knowing every scheme and play, knowing every player.
You got to be able to talk as fast as you see
and think. And also, like, all right, they'll be like, they'll have a play.
I've developed a skill where I could talk as fast as I think.
Yeah.
But as fast as you see it is something different.
Know what they'll do?
It's like that. Remember that weak ass miserable play that the Patriots ended with?
Yeah.
Remember that flippy dippy to this guy and that guy?
Yeah.
When I heard the guys on Fox call that as they saw it so perfectly, I'm like, damn, they did that quick.
You know who
they
that
even
was?
caught the stiff arm. They even caught the stiff arm, and it happened all so fast.
You know who
When
that
Jones
was?
got stiff armed, who was it? Yeah, it was someone we work with.
What are you talking about?
Who was it? I heard the radio call and the TV call.
Oh, the TV was...
And it was both incredible.
It was Kevin Burkhardt and Craig Olsen.
No, I'm talking about the radio one because
Oh,
we
the
played
radio
it too, and I'm like, God, that was great.
Yeah, but
You know,
it's,
you got to
it's-
be good at that stuff.
Well, I think the most impressive
But it's a
thing...
skill you develop like anything else.
The most impressive thing is Chris Collinsworth. Chris Collinsworth and Greg Olsen are two of the best at it. And it's having a knack for seeing something and being able to telestrate it right afterwards. Meaning, hey, it was a slant pattern to Kittle for 12 yards. They'll then be like on the fly, be like overhead slow motion shot. And they'll be like, well, you see Kittle lined up on the line of scrimmage, bounced off. Yeah, that was a great block. And you see him cut over the middle. Now, and they're saying things that
They should hire me to do telestration.
they are so unbelievable.
Yeah.
Three of
So
us. You guys
unbelievable.
host and I'll do the telestration.
So, hey, that is going to be an issue.
I mean, yes, they are the people, but there are like teams of people that like give them everything they need so they can properly execute. Like the NFL execute a game, an execution of an NFL.
You know what might happen?
Oh my God!
They have one or two people
What
in the
might
booth
happen
that
though
are handing them
is
things.
that
Right, exactly.
Since
Like,
Tom
like,
Brady's such a commodity and such an
teams.
investment, he might be the final decision maker on who he has the best chemistry with. Like maybe it's not Burkhardt.
But then it's like, well,
You're just hoping that it is.
is there more value in Tom Brady calling a game, or is there more value in Tom Brady sitting with Terry Bradshaw and like Howie Long and those guys? Like, is Brady? Gronk was really funny with those guys, but do you waste $30 million a year for him to sit with those bozos in the studio, or do you want him on the game?
This year, our buddy Sam from Fox Sports said, "How many giant men can you fit on one screen?" And it's like it's like Howie Long, Strahan.
Oh no,
it's like 12 dudes.
Our buddy
Rob
Jason,
Gronkowski.
Our buddy Jason, his wife said something great. His girlfriend, our buddy Jason Stewart, his girlfriend said something great, and he retweeted her. And I was like, it's so true. I won't find it, but it's like when they do the big stand-ups of like 5 of them side by side, they look so
More than
goofy. They
5.
look so goofy because they're all
There's
wearing
like
like
8 of them.
They're all wearing like suits with sneakers and his wife pointed out, and it's so true. It's like the goofiest angle. Like why would when they do like the wide shot of like all these grown men just standing and talking, making their picks, they all got like their sneakers on with their suits. It looks stupid.
Man, this would have been a great conversation for Fox Sports Radio. I feel like we blew our load on it.
Yeah,
Hope you enjoyed
Could
it.
have talked about your meeting, but instead we talked about this.
Yep. Hope you enjoyed it. That's not a knock. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to.
You could always recreate the
I like
conversation.
that. It's not as
This won't be as fresh.
Yeah, it always feels not the same. Let me give some sharts to. Well, this is a big, sincere shart. Can I have my graphic, please? I want it for this one.
Oh, shout-outs?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
See the font?
So I love that. It's
pieces
shitty
of
font.
shit.
Yeah. I went on and on about how I watched Crossroads the other day and how Miguel has called me for 10 years to see if I'd watch it. Miguel didn't buy me the DVD, though.
Oh.
He just always badgered me to watch it. And I'm glad he did because I enjoyed it. But I want to thank George Pena and his beautiful wifey, Sylvia. They're the ones that got me the DVD. I finally watched it. George Pena and Sylvia, thank you.
You have
Appreciate
a DVD
it.
player?
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Derek Rowan, what's up? Eric Rice-Camp.
Do you have it handy? Do you have it handy, or do you have to break it out?
It's a little one, so I don't have it.
You just plug it in when you need it?
Yeah. Eric Rice-Camp, what's up? Todd Yoel, what's going on? Randy Witherspoon. Shout out to Randy. Jason Earlywine. Great name. Coming from a Covino myself. Jason Earlywine. Brent Sonnier. Dr. Austin Carmichael. What's up, Dr. Austin Carmichael? And a shout out to all the Patricks. What up, Patricks? All the Mausers, all the Pauls, the Dimitrik families, all the Bills. Tanya Roy. What's up, Tanya Roy?
You know more than one Dimitrik family?
All the Dimitriks, I said.
Oh, Paul.
And congrats to Zach Hillard. I don't know if I could say why, but congrats, my buddy Zach Hillard. And happy belated birthday to Tim Leaf. Thank you, Tim. And if I forgot your birthday, or if I'm forgetting your birthday now, happy birthday to you. And thank you guys for being patrons and friends of ours.
Shout out to Paul Dimitrik. He sent, oh, man. I'm going to write this down. First thing for tomorrow. It's a great article.
It's not the meat trick spot. Don't get all chalked up about it.
All right.
Yeah, don't get all chalked up.
Don't get all chalked up about the meat trick.
Can't. If
you get all chalked up,
he doesn't do the whirly bird.
I refuse to get on board with this new phrase.
No, you didn't get all chalked up.
Don't get all chalked up.
No, I refuse.
Well, if you refuse, it doesn't benefit you.
Tony Moriello.
You're getting all chalked up.
Oh, man, I'm feeling all chalked up. I'm
I'm
already
feeling-
chalked up about the weekend.
I'm chalked up about the weekend. I'm chalked up about going to see Bluey live with the kids. That'll get you chalked up.
Chalked up about the Fox Sports Radio show today, too. So, anyway, guys,
mute your
thank
computer?
you
I can't.
for...
You can.
I don't want to.
Thank you for checking
Well,
us out.
thank you for giving a valid answer.
Because it messes up the levels
We're not saying chalked
of
up.
my
we're saying
microphone. It does.
chalked
Stop
up.
it. Don't tell me things you don't know.
the
You know it all.
speaker output has nothing to do with your microphone.
Anytime a
input.
sound setting is touched on this,
You don't
it
have to- all
adjusts
you have to do-
everything.
there's a button on your keyboard that you just go.
No thanks.
Are you guys all chalked up? CHOQ.
There's
But thank you for being honest for once and saying I don't feel like it.
No, I don't want it because you don't know my computer. You don't know the programs that run on this computer because you don't deal with the things I do.
I've never dealt with the SiriusXM audio system on a laptop before.
See, at least you admit it.
Where was this energy like an hour ago? Now you're bringing the heat.
I've never dealt with dealing with audio and
Got
loading
a voice
things-
tracker all of a sudden.
and loading things. Oh no. Yeah, I've never.
There's a voice tracker with the new updated Zeta systems that we deal with every day.
dealt with Zeta my entire life.
Spot knows what pending upload means.
Pending upload.
Never done
He doesn't even know what that means.
anything remotely.
When this guy knows what pending upload
provided
means,
by SiriusXM.
if this guy knows what pending upload means, then he could talk.
Wow.
If he knows what pending upload means, because he doesn't know what pending upload means.
Rich.
Pending upload's my nightmare.
Pending upload is what happens when you mess with the sound.
Says the guy who thinks that the speaker output and the microphone input are the same thing.
It does. It adjusts everything. It's a sensitive system. And Covino will tell you, you mess with anything on your computer.
You're a sensitive system.
Makes no sense.
It does.
But there's a great article I'm going to get to tomorrow that I'll give.
All right, write this down.
Paul Dimitrik.
This is tomorrow's show schedule. We'll start with a Throwback Thursday clip because it's Throwback Thursday.
Story about why we're all chalked up.
Story about why you're chalked up meeting.
Yeah.
Top of the list.
Why we're all chalked up.
Story 2 is Paul's article.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Arrivederci, baby.
Awkward burgers were served. See you in the promised land. Bye, guys.